Okay, can y'all hear me now? Freaking OBS just does this. It'll randomly... The thing, hold on, it's using the wrong mic channel, so it's not using like my settings for like the filter and stuff. So hold on. Okay, that should be back to normal. Yeah, OBS just does this randomly. Every once in a while, your audio settings will just go back to default for no reason. It happens almost anytime there's an update, but sometimes it does it when there's no update, and that's what happened there, so... But okay, we got it fixed. Anyway, so it's time to do the Grail front. Right, we haven't even done the first one yet. We did that on the other account, but we haven't done the second one yet. We'll try to show off the new animations when applicable. So, chat, could they please add the Lion King costume now? Because they gave it an animation update. They went in there and they bothered to do the update for that sprite, and they even have a custom sprite for the NP and everything. So if they're gonna do that, like, can we get her maybe to show up in Lost Belt 6? Or an event and make it a costume, because, you know, I just luck sacked and got our NP5 with like no effort at all on the ult account, right? And it'd be pretty swell to like grail that and you know, get command codes and stuff and then have the Lion King costume. Because it exists, they put in the effort, like why not make it available? Alright, what account are we on here? This is the main, so we'll do, oh yeah, I grailed Lancelot, there you go. Wait, hold on. Let me give him command codes then, if we're gonna show that off. I've been wanting to do that for a while anyway. Hold on a second. I know I just started the stream, but I need to wash my glasses because I can't see anything. Professional streamer, by the way. Okay. I'm trying to think if I want to give Lancelot Star Bomb on Art Card, or if I want to give him Star Absorb on Art Card. That's tricky. I'm kind of leaning towards Star Absorb. It's just, we're not going to make that many stars if I do that. And you need stars for Absorb to do anything. Maybe I do Bomb on one and Absorb on the other? Because there's the Absorb one with crit up, which is nice. Let me make sure nobody else has my Star Bomb stuff. Doesn't look like it. So, now that pretty much all the... Oh my god. Dude, I... Just... DW, man. Ever since they changed it, that respecking is free, they don't give command codes out anymore. Like the keys. They like never give them out anymore. They give out the unlock thing. They're trying to get us to waste QP is what it is, because every time you unlock one and then relock it, you don't get the QP back. So it's a massive ripoff, and they keep giving out the respec, right, to like lock it again, but they don't actually give out the fucking keys. So you only get them from the fucking shop once a month. Buy them in the shop. Yeah, like I just said, you get one key a month. So for example, to get all of Lancelot's stuff unlocked, that would take 2 months. Yeah, that's reasonable, right? And if you have like in Kidu, 3 months. Does that sound reasonable to you? And then, you know, meanwhile, we got like a bajillion servants and all your budget units and stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. Okay, hold on. What can I, who doesn't need them? I feel like anyone that I have them unlocked at this point needs them. I guess Jalter doesn't need them that much, but it costs a lot to, I think, unlock again, and I probably would end up unlocking again. I'm trying to see if there's anybody that I don't really use that happens to have them unlocked. Not really. Oh my god, Pence doesn't even have them unlocked. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it will take years No, I think it's like look how many servants there are, right? If I wanted to unlock all of these cards for the ones I care about, that's gonna take multiple years at the rate that they're giving the fucking keys out. That's absurd. I guess I'll take him off Arash. This is the wrong UI. Although why I'm here, I should give those to Ku. There goes a million QP. He's almost finished though. I'd say mash, but we do mashu smashu from time to time. See, this doesn't cost anything, but then when you go to unlock it again, it does. That's why it sucks. You could already have a max faux pas unit if you bought them from the shop every time. And it's because they did that event where they gave a bunch out. That was really nice for my Hercules account because it was able to get a bunch of faux items out of when it hadn't been playing that long, so that was nice. Okay, where's Lancelot? He's Grailed now, so a bit higher up. That's a good feeling. Look at that, 500,000. Oh my, look at all this QP going out the window. Okay. What is the play here? I'm gonna at least do this absorb because it's also crit damage. That's just too good to pass up. I think I will do one bomb though. You're gonna click art cards a lot. And then we'll do another bomb on Buster. And then we'll do... maybe just anti-servant damage when in doubt. Is that equipped to somebody? No, there it is. Alright, that looks pretty good. So anyway, we have all these nice Knights of the Round Table animation updates. You know, Gareth looked fine out of the gate and such. They've been buffed a lot. You know, a lot of Knights of the Round Table hype here. And we have Lost Belt 6 coming up. And I'm like, you know what would be great right now? Sir Kay, right? You know, all the boys looking real fancy now, so can we get, you know, Sir Kay to join the club here, right? God. Also Agravain. Hey, Heel, what's up, man? Thank you for the 25 months. I appreciate it. Is there any world I give him stars per turn? If it was a normal stage, maybe, but in a Grail front, I don't think so. He's probably gonna be wonky in a Grail front, but we'll see how it goes. Perfect. I want Lancelot to do most of the work, preferably. Wait, nope, need to change the Mystic Code. That'd have been bad. Although you can make this work to a degree. I guess default? I mean, there really is no event right now. There's the Grail front, but it's not exactly an event. There's probably going to be an event soon, though, right after it. Or maybe Lost Belt 6, we'll see. I mean, it's kind of an event because it's limited time, but it's just a Grail front every day. There's no shop, there's no story, you know, it's just a pure gameplay thing for a while. But hey, you get a Grail out of it. And you get to punch Merlin in the face every day. Nobody gonna complain about that. So, he's gonna probably attack me. But that's okay, we'll let him smack us once. Normally I like to get the first hit in, and sometimes you can just delete them without taking any damage, but we have the heal mystic code, and using it right off the bat and then putting it on a cooldown is totally fine. What is he doing? Bro. What was that? You know what sucks though, is if I attack him, it'll make Bedivere join, which I don't really want to do. I could have Bedivere beat his ass, but I wanted to use Lancelot. I guess he did that because that's on the way to the enemy master, and that's what he's prioritizing. So I could do this, and then attack twice, but then if I move Bedivere so he's not in the fight, I can't attack twice. Just, Bedivere, don't get in my way. Maybe I'll get to use my Star Absorb this way. Oh right, we have summer events coming up. Crap, I forgot about that. I would hope they would do Case Files, Lost Belt 6, then Summer Rerun, then New Summer. That would be very sensible, but they're not necessarily sensible, so who knows. You know what? Let's do this. You got this. Yeah, you better run. You know what's cool? Saber Lancelot or Berserker Lancelot can pick up a fucking rock out of the ground and turn it into a D-rank Noble Phantasm. Kinda cool, man. Just start throwing rocks at the enemy. So I could NP, but I don't think that's necessary. Pretty sure he's just gonna melt him. Yeah, a little bit. They gotta bring me tougher opponents, man. Like, look at that damage. Now I'm gonna fight someone though at neutral and I won't have all these crits because they're gonna wear off. I probably shouldn't even cast that stuff when I think about it. Give Lancelot a nuclear submarine. Because the missiles launched from the jet in Fate Zero, they remain, you know, upgraded even though they're not connected to Lancelot anymore. And same for the bullets and the guns and stuff. So the missiles in, okay, on this one is... I don't think Bedivere will join. Bedivere, don't screw me here. You are in a line though, so maybe he does. Well, okay. Honestly though, if he had joined, it wouldn't have been that bad because our Star Absorb would have still worked, and then I could have gotten the NP gain buff that Bedivere has now. Assuming they actually bothered to give him his first skill upgrade. I would imagine they did though, because he just got it recently. Let's do Art. Throwing away that 70% crit, but... No, he already killed her. I should have done Stargin then. Lancelot, please. I guess he is in P5 though. That was not a good turn. Like, yeah, we killed her, but that was not a good turn. Because now my crits are gone. I made no stars. This is not ideal now. I could use the... Attack up? I don't think that's gonna get me to do 40k. Well, maybe I crit. RNG, let's go. 20, 30, 40. We have the damage up from the NP. Yes! Easy. I'm so happy Lancelot got this animation update. I just want them to give him a slight buff. Nothing crazy, but just give him a little something because, you know, Sitting Master is so good now. You know, I never played Psychonauts back in the day, but I even, like, way back when it was, like, new, I saw videos and stuff of it. So I know of the game. But I never played it. But I know it's got, like, good writing, and a lot of people say it's like a kind of underground classic. I would just buff Lancelot's NP, to be honest. Because that can be, like, his thing. Rush his NP and have a harder hitting NP than Sitting Master. I think that's fair. Maybe buff his NP and add another effect to it, but I don't think it's really necessary. I think just buffing it would probably be good enough. Oh yeah, Liz is like this optional mega boss here with the extra health bar, but she's a Lancer, so I'm not worried. If I gave him any kind of skill buff, I'd do something on his second skill, so it does something if you don't need the absorb. Nothing crazy, but maybe just, you know, a minor attack up, clear debuff, you know, whatever, something simple. I'll make stars here. Will we get our NP? Overkill bonus, so most certainly. I am loving this. I might actually Grail him to 100 at some point. Not like right away, because there's a lot of units that I'm wanting to Grail these days. But I could see that happening. Yeah, NA gets animation updates early sometimes, so it could definitely happen. You know, Uriel and Steno you got in like a month and a half. However, Gilgamesh's you still don't have, so there's really no consistency to it. But you get like JP did not get Karna and Arjuna's animation update until Lost Belt 4. You all on NA have had those updates for quite a while, and you're not even at Lost Belt 4 yet, so, you know, it really is all over the place. I guess I just NP. Crap, that means we're gonna kill again, though. But I have all these crits. I guess I saved the NP then. Let's go overcharge. Dude, you have no idea how happy I am with this because I really like Saber Lancelot because I like Lancelot a lot, and then his Saber self is like his normal, you know, sane self, right? And now that he's got great animations, I'm like, yep, I'm ready because I've had an NP5 this whole time. Yeah, Karna doesn't need a buff. Karna's really good. He's one of the better AoE Lancers for sure, and we have demonstrated that so many times on stream, like in team setting, solo setting, you know, even in single target scenarios, because his crit damage and his anti-divinity can stand in for single target stuff if need be. He's not the best 5-star in the entire game, but you don't need to be. Every unit in the game can't be the best unit in the game, right? As long as they're good enough to get the job done, maybe they go a bit beyond your typical expectations, then they're good, and that's what Karna does, so. That being said, he is so powerful lore-wise, and he's so popular, and he's so badass. I wouldn't mind them giving him a bit of a buff, just cause it's easy to justify. But there's definitely other units out there that need it more, for sure. I don't think I need to NP, so I'm not gonna. I wanted to Star Bomb, but I'll take that crit. So if you somehow get him to maximum overcharge, which is, you know, 500%, his flat damage boost thing goes up to 3,000. That's kind of fun. I think this is QP. Nope, chains. Don't really need those, but I won't complain. Free stuff. Why are their enemy levels so random? What the hell? What was Liz? I didn't even look. Will Geronimo be brave? Chat, can we just take this whole thing on with Lancelot? Even though he's not that great of a solo unit and he doesn't have survivability. But I think we might be able to do it. Mainly Paris we gotta worry about. Let's see if the enemy will get closer to me here. And if not, I'll just attack him next turn. Reshigal definitely doesn't need a buff, and that's another one we've demonstrated. She does so ridiculously well. Okay, we actually took damage for once. So if I NP, we definitely take out this health bar. That's okay though, because I got all my skills back, so I don't have to keep critting. Guess I'll Star Bomb.
湖の乙女と共にと輝きは皆物ごとくだんだんと燃え盛れ我が聖剣アロンダイトオーバーロード
81k.
この身を騎士王に捧げし者
Yeah, I really do think the way to balance Lancelot against Sitting Master is upgrading his NP. Because he's got that art up before damage. And he's got the battery skill, so he can get the NP rapidly. Why did he move down one? I guess he's trying to make room for Paris. I guess that makes some sense. Also, if I kill him, I'm not like in a good spot, I guess. Anyway, yeah, he gets the NP quicker because of the battery. And then if it's upgraded and he's that art up before damage, that's like his thing, going for the NP and having the NP, more burst from the NP and getting it quickly. Where Sitting Master has way more survivability and team utility and also has the crit thing. So that, overall, it would still favor Sitting Master, but that's okay. Someone's got to be the best 4-star Saber, right? And yeah, it's probably Sitting Master, and it's gonna be really hard to change that anyway. But keeping up a little bit more and having your own niche, you know, that's good enough for me. Alright, if I don't like the way the stars go, I'll use my second skill. That's fine. Wow. Pretty good numbers for being at neutral. Alright, the real test though is Paris. I can actually attack him once, but then he'll get to attack me twice. I'm gonna back up one and see what he does. I don't think he'll come at me though, because they get really weird when they're trying to defend their master. Yep, there it is. I'll move forward one and then see what happens. It's bad if he attacks me here, but I'm hoping he won't, because he's a dumbass. Nope, he's not that dumb. Okay, I might have thrown a little bit there. If I get one shot here, it's really bad. Woo! He didn't quite get me. Alright, we're probably okay then. 100% crit though. We should be good to go now. Yeah, we still had guts, so he would have gotten a turn still. Oh, no problem. I really wish he didn't guard that though, because that would linger for the next one, and that's super effective against her counter class because it's flat damage, so the class affinity is ignored. So that would have been really nice if that had landed. I'm pretty sure that was an 80% chance to land, by the way. Okay, we're definitely losing our guts now. Oh, hey, Kedroff, what's up, man? Yeah, before the enemies used to just be absurdly passive at the end, and you could abuse the hell out of it. You can still abuse the hell out of the AI, but they've made it a little bit better. YOLO.
Hook! Hi, hook! Touch!
You know, a crit would have been swell. Got him anyway. Wow, okay, that was easy. What a joke. Didn't even break our health bar. Lore accurate Lancelot. You know, I wish stage 1 Berserker Lancelot was all about Knight of Owner, and that he uses the guns and the pole and everything. But then, like, have different animations for his stage 3 where he's just using the sword, right? Like, serious business, right? It'd have been nice to have that kind of variety, but 4-star, they're too lazy to put that kind of effort into the animations. At least they gave him unique melee animations, though, for the pole, which is hilarious. But no matter what, you have guns flying everywhere. Okay, this is a little bit more going on here. We got a ruler. Danger. Okay, she's got. No, she's 3. Yeah, she's 3. Yeah. Okay. Hey, look, she has a craft essence. How about that? But it's not limit broken. Look at this nub. She did the Christmas event, but she didn't limit break the CE. What the hell? Huh? They're being thematic. They're being thematic. Because that's a Martha one. What are we? Oh man, they didn't give one to Rama. Their Rama's on some CEs. Why didn't they give him one? That's kind of lame. None for Asclepius, what? Oh, you bastards. So I guess they're considering these two the boss enemies, so that's why they got one. They should have given it to everybody, though. And oh, he's friendly. It's weird, though, that he starts way up there. Okay. That's neat, though. We've got Lancer, Archer. Sadly, my Tristan's not leveled because of the interlude thing. This would have been a good time to show him off, though. And if this was the ult account... Wait, I can do this on the ult, can I? I'm not sure my ult account did the first one yet, because we could use our Lantoria, show off new stuff that way. Okay, well we can use something old school for now, though. It's fine. We can use Gwaine a lot, try to make the AI do something. I bet you... Yep, he doesn't have foe items. God, 888, no foe items. And then a CE that has no attack stat on it. It has no stats at all. No attack, no health. So yeah, his stats are way lower than a unit like that normally would be. Fuck. I mean, if you mean the whole time as in, like, other modes, that might be a little annoying. But in this mode, it's totally fine. Alright, how about Sanson? Can we make Sanson actually do well here? I don't know about that. Probably should bring somebody else in case of Calamity. So Calamity Jane, there we go, perfect. See, I'd say I'd be thematic and I'd give Sanson a Sanson CE, but I don't think there is a Sanson CE. Let me check. Maybe I'm wrong. He might be on like a random one where he's... Oh, there is one, but it's shared with somebody else. There's a couple like that, I think, for him. There's one with like a bunch of French servants on it, I think. Yeah, he's on 2. But on both of them, he's just in there with a montage of other people. Unfortunate. Okay, what do we give her? Kinda want stars per turn, in case we want to do, shenanigans. Alright, I won't use... I'll put Ku here. I'm not gonna use him, though. That's, But just in case. Oh, wait. Hold on. This is gonna take a minute, but I want to use command codes. If I'm gonna... Sanson is kind of iffy, right? And, gotta show him off at his best here. And we can give Calamity Jane stars so she can potentially do her fancy stuff. I'm just salty that Calamity Jane CE, she has a normal gun and a cowboy hat, right? Especially the normal gun part. And then in game, it's fucking rainbow laser that looks like a foam finger. And then no cowboy hat. It's stupid. And even if they made that a costume, they'd be too lazy to change her animations and she'd still be shooting rainbow lasers, so... I mean, if left to my own devices, like off stream, I'd probably just use Ku 2. Because there's a saber here and it's like challenge accepted and, you know, Ku's kind of my fave. But for variety's sake, I try to be sparing. I don't really care one way or the other about her being half naked. It's more of the fact that it's red, teal, blue, brown, other brown, red, gold, white, and I think the gem on the necklace is even purple. It's like, why though? Like, it's absurd. It's like Ushi, right? Ushi's just like, I'll just throw all the colors on it. It's like, but what if it doesn't match? Who cares? Alright, I'm gonna give Sanson, like... Might give him flat damage up just for, like, fighting Martha there. Now we'll probably still get more out of the damage stuff. Heal boost is good on him, because he's got his own heal. I'll do a flat damage on a quick card. I found with Sanson, his star gen is just so bad, it's generally not worth focusing a whole lot on the star gen angle. It just doesn't work out for him too well. If you go completely ham on it with the star bomb command codes and stuff, they can be okay, but I'd rather give them to Calamity Jane. And the 2 star gen ones, I'm like, eh. So we'll just pass on that, I think. That'll help against Martha. Although it'd be better on the Buster card, but we're gonna be fighting a lot of things that aren't Martha, so... If Sanson had against Humanoid, he still wouldn't be a god tier servant at all. He'd be a very good bronze, but he'd still be very bronze, right? You'd still really only use him in pretty specific circumstances. He would be used a lot by budget players, though. When you're fighting like an evil servant that's an Avenger, like Ushi, right? Avenger Ushi. Budget people don't have a counter class to that, and then Sanson's going to be a great option. So there'd be definitely times that he would be nice. It'd be a very strong 2-star, it'd be a very strong 2-star, but he's not going to be better than like 100 Face a lot of the time. He would be occasionally, but overall 100 Face would still be better than him, so... I think it's totally fine if they give him anti-humanoid. Again, it'd be pushing the boundaries a little bit on a 2-star DPS, but I mean, that's okay. It's like, who cares if Sanson is a meta 2-star? That's not a problem. Although maybe it is for some people, but I wouldn't care. Not biased. Just give him a built-in Art of Death. Can you imagine... Oh my god, can you imagine if you fought an enemy Sanson, and now we see that the enemies have CEs now. Imagine if they gave him art of death. That's like they know. That's literally shots fired, right? It's like they know it needs to be humanoid. That would kill me, dude. Oh, there's an invulnerability on the map. I need to get that. Oh yeah, Gwaine is here. We could use him if we wanted to. I do want to show off his animations. They're pretty great. What a team. Sanson, Calamity, Jane, and Ku. I don't even... Is she gonna attack? Wow, she did. I wasn't expecting them to be that aggressive. No Buster crit, please. Well, that was a crit, but it wasn't a Buster. So I could heal boost, but I'm gonna heal now just because the way cooldowns work in this mode. I don't think she's evil. Let me check. Yeah, true neutral. So we do... I guess that's fine. Back to full health. Okay, not quite. Didn't kill. I'll kill her this turn though, and she won't even get an action. This mode would be a lot better if consistently you could not one-shot each other. So you were at, you know, kind of like in Fire Emblem, you have attacks going back and forth sometimes, right? Although, I guess in Fire Emblem Heroes, it is very normal to one-shot each other, but let's not go into that. Do I quick? I need to get my NP. Should be fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. God damn it. Why couldn't Sanson have a 3-hit quick? I don't think I can kill her now. I can if I use the attack up, and I guess I'm going to. Actually, I could have killed her without if I got lucky with crits, but I'd rather not roll the dice. I'll take the flat damage, actually, instead of the 50%. I only got 1 crit. Oh well. The good news is I get to save my NP. You know, he actually might go for Gwaine. He could grab the Buster up. Oh my god! They're being smart! That's not good. I wanted that Buster up. Yeah, look at him with his Buster buff, and he bustered. He only bustered once though. Man, he could have killed us right there. I'll save my guts, because I'm probably gonna one-shot. Well, actually, when I'm counter-flashing, I probably won't one-shot him. But he won't get an action here. Yeah, if this was my Gwaine, I'd one-shot him. But this Gwaine is scuffed as hell. He has no damage effect from his CE, no attack stat from his CE, and no foe items. And he's not 10-10-10, so there's no way we're gonna do 56k here. If he had a normal CE though, he would. Because it's double full. The normal CE would give you some kind of bonus, like Buster up or Attack up or something like that. And then you also get the attack stat. That definitely would have been that extra health right there. Also, if he was just foe items, 1,000 attack in a Brave Chain, especially a Buster Brave Chain. How much health did he have left? It's like 3 or 4k then easily. Yeah, 12k. 12k would have been pushing it actually with foe items, but he probably could have done it. I need to be able to NP, so we'll do that number. And then we'll attack again, make extra stars, and probably kill him. I love his Buster Quick Art chain, it looks phenomenal. The whole dancing nonsense and the extra attack is a little silly, but other than that, it's good. This mode is generally easy. They've made when it's hard, they made, I think it was like the final stage or the second to last stage of the Caesar Grail front. That one took a bit of effort. That one was a bit better. They know how to make it hard. They just normally don't. But it is something different. It's a different meta. Like the way you play the units is a bit different than normal and stuff, and that's fun. But yeah, it's not like some super hard game mode or anything. Maybe someday they'll make one. That's tough. They seem to want to make them kind of newbie friendly though, so I don't know. Actually, this event really isn't to showcase the new animations because the first stage was Bedivere for God's sake, and you know, they're kind of really slow to come out and everything. I think they figure people, you know, either summon for them or summon their friends. And I'm sure they'll get around. They're probably going to add all the Camelot people in these stages at some point, but I think the main theme of this is just the Camelot theme in general. Because again, the first, if they were really trying to show off the new stuff, the day one would have been like Lancer or Artoria or something, but day one was Bedivere, so. I can grab that NP thing, or yeah, I'll grab it, because the AI might grab it otherwise. I kind of wanted to use Calamity Jane for something, but that might not happen now. Oh shit! Man, I guess Gwain's gonna kill a lot of people then. Oh, I don't have my guts anymore, uh-oh. Thankfully, he only attacked once. My buffs are gone. I'll NP anyway, though. Dude, Gwain's, I love all the new flame effects. They did really good on those. Much better than their effects generally. So, Lonely Boy knows. I'm pretty sure some of his flame effects are actually drawn. Not all of them. Some of them are definitely CG, but some of them I definitely think are actually hand-drawn. Like the ending part of that looks like they actually drew it. Well, actually, be computer-drawn. So still, no one does hand animation anymore. Anyway, and that's nice, and I wish they'd do that more. But I think what's really crazy, they need to go back and update some of their generic effects. Like when an extra attack happens, you get like that swirly white stuff around yourself. That's a generic effect that happens to all servants no matter what. It's applied in like a generic blanket way. And there are several effects like that in the game. They should go back and draw all of those, right? And because they're all CG right now. Like Charisma, all the Charisma looking effects are all CG. And they're also day one CG. And when a new unit comes out with an attack up, they still use that day one, you know, particle effect. And it looks terrible. Right? The sprites are so much better and the other particle effects are so much better. It doesn't look good. And so when you have animated sprites, you have 2D animated sprites and you have 2D animated effects, it looks really good together, right? When you have 3D effects with 2D sprites, it doesn't look so good. And because those generic effects are just reused a billion times in the game, doing them the hard way one time is so worth it because then it applies to all of your units forever. That's so worth it. Right, so I really hope they would do that. I don't think they're going to because they're fucking lazy, but we'll see. $100K, do I just NP? The crit chances are kind of random. What's her alignment? Lawful, good. That don't help me much. Yeah, I guess we just NP. We'll get the defense down for later then. What's the turn order here? I'll probably go to kill with the NP, so I think I make stars. She'd actually be pretty tough to fight at neutral though. Like, she really would be. She has the danger tag, so I bet you her normal attacks actually hit like a truck. And she just has so many health bars, and at neutral, you're probably not going to one-shot every health bar unless you're a really, really upgraded unit, or a BBB unit, like Masashi or Gwain. But yeah, I could see actually some units getting fucked up if you fought her at neutral. Them giving you the invulnerability on the way to her, though, is kind of casual there. Big damage. Alright, you know, not bad. I was kind of kidding. I didn't think he was going to do much, but that's alright. Oh, I'm still in slow-mo. Yeah, if we were at a neutral, she would be shredding. We would probably have gotten one shot there, because Sanson has a very high health pool. And, yeah, we were counterclassing, and we about got half killed there. I'm pretty sure the ones that guard the chest don't ever attack. I don't think they move at all. I've completely forgot about up top. Don't do it, Asclepius. Oh, he's doing it. Yep, there it is. That's a buster. They were dead. Oh shit, we're alive. Actually, I think that might have been an art. We are so lucky, because if he had killed us there, we would not have gotten to attack back. And he'd still have that whole health bar to, you know, they'll stall us a turn. So we really luck sacked on that one. NP gain combo, let's go. Spinning Gwaine can't hurt you, chat. I wish that attack wasn't quick, just because it looks so cool, but you hardly ever use quick on Gwaine, and it also doesn't hit very hard. It looks super powerful and, like, you know, look, you're stabbing the sword into the ground and it's exploding, but it's the lowest damaging attack that Gwaine has. Not only does quick have the lowest damage anyway, but Gwaine has a buster up, which obviously doesn't affect his quick attack. So... oh, shit! Gwaine's gonna lose a health bar here for sure. Maybe he'll double buff, right? No. I'm still in slow-mo for some reason, but we're dealing with it. I like the bubbles. Well. I kind of have to attack him here. There'll be problems otherwise. Asclepius put up a better fight than I thought he would. Had to underestimate him a bit there. Stage 2 Gwaine is strange. I'm so used to 3. I would say I like his stage 3 the best, and then his stage 1, then his stage 2. I don't dislike his stage 2, but kind of a weak cake game. We'll have Calamity Jane fight Martha, because we haven't had her do anything. I like stage 3 because the art design for it is aimed to look more Fade-y, right? Because his stage 1 was designed for Fade Extra, and it looks like it, right? You can tell it's the very Fade Extra-y kind of armor, and you know, like the blue lining and stuff on like the spandex underneath it and stuff. You know, it's very extra. So I prefer 3 just because it's got the art design that's way more in line with like Fate Stay Night, and he's ultimately front Camelot and with Artoria and everything, so I kind of prefer that. Grab a big heal here. We just got 2007 XP. That's a pretty specific number. It would be ideal to fight Martha and be on the defense square, but right now she's on the defense square. That'd actually be pretty horrible at neutral, because Ruler counterclassing you in terms of damage, and then on the defense square, so I don't want that. You know, normally I'd agree that it's weird that he's not wearing a breastplate, but when you look up Gwaine's character material book, it's not really that weird anymore. The dude has an incredibly high endurance stat, And then during the sun, he has ×3, and his stage 3 was designed for the Camelot Singularity, where he had the sun buff, where he, no matter where he was, you know, he had the Nightless thing, got the sun buff anyway. There's really no need for a breastplate at that point. Like, absolutely, his skin, it would be tougher than the breastplate, so. Unless it's like a super special magical one or something, but it's kind of like Hercules. You know, Hercules is way tougher than most of the armor you're gonna get anyway. Because seriously, his endurance stat without the sun buff is really high, and then with the sun buff it's ×3, so it's kind of ludicrous. Anyway, I can one-shot her. Yeah, if I use the attack up. I don't think I need to do that though. I'll save it. Calamity Jane's probably gonna need the punch because she's fighting a ruler. Maybe we triple crit by some miracle. And even a B rank, when you times it by 3, is, you know, way higher stats than any servant would normally have. Just attack her again. I don't think we're gonna use Sanson anymore after this. We could. I think Sanson, if we healed him back up, he could probably still take on Martha. He's still got the 2 health bars, and we got all of this. But we'll use Calamity Jane. Yeah, Andy has got his NP, and he's got the anti-ruler command code. Oh god, I didn't give Calamity Jane command codes on her other cards. Well, that'll be interesting. Should have swapped those cards around. Well, now the flat damage doesn't need to be in 3rd place. Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to be buff. I mean, do you see what he eats like in his spare time? Man, who the hell even uses those? I don't even remember. I don't remember ever needing those. I forgot to grab that chest at the start, although I guess it was kind of busy. What? Offensive Merlin? Hello? Like, he's going out for blood here. So I could just smack him, but I want to make sure I get this, so I'll just go here. Is he actually diving me? Am I gonna have to actually use Q? He may not let me 1v1 Martha here. Okay, now I don't know what he's doing. The fuck? She literally could have attacked me, but then she moved an extra space for no reason and then attacked me again. That's bad though, I gave her the first action. Ooh, ooh. Okay, well... I need NP gain. I wish I had given her more command codes. I could have put Star Bomb on her, like, art and stuff. So it says in Calamity Jane's character material, or in her bio, I don't know if she even has a character material yet. But in like her FGO bio, it says she has a regular gun that fires like more traditional bullets like Billy. You know, they're still enhanced because servant stuff, but you know, it's not like a fucking rainbow beam. But we just don't ever see her use it, so feels bad, man. Okay, we did like no damage. This is kind of worrying. I don't think they outsourced the AI, and that's why it's so bad. She guarded. Damn it. At least we got the attack down, but still. I really want the crits here for the NP game. Nice. Might get my NP from getting punched in the face. Although I won't use it because she's at 9k. Martha, please. Martha might kill me on the next one. Although she won't get a turn on this one, but she'll probably kill me on her turn. It's a slug off. You can do 9k. Come on, we got attack up, Buster, first card. Okay, no problem. I would have really preferred a crit in there. Might as well make a move some. Might waste actions with Merlin. Nope. Don't kill me. Do like a quick attack. Hey, it's the Gwen stage. Hey, she didn't buster me. That is very lucky for me. I don't really deserve this, but I'll take it. So, the music that's playing right now, I would... Oh, wow. We never got to do our star thing. I'm actually sad. I wanted to see how many stars I was going to make there. Hey, Ari. Anyway, the music that's playing right now, I would never, and I must stress this, I would never use this song in like a Calamity Jane video. The only way it would ever happen is if it was like a team fight where I have multiple servants on my side and the enemy has multiple servants, and someone else on the team, this would fit, right? Or maybe someone dies and it fits or whatever, and it just happens to be playing like Calamity Jane's out on the field. But yeah, there's no world I would ever use this song. Good song, but dear God, does not fit her in the slightest. Okay. So even though Lancelot hasn't been buffed and he's the same as always, I kind of want to use Lancelot against Lobo. Just cause I want to show off some Lancelot stuff. Let me give him the best command codes we got. That vote allowed people to use channel points, didn't it? I don't believe for a second that Calamity Jane is more popular than Martha. And with the number of votes there, that is clearly channel points. It's rigged is what I'm saying. Sadly, my Lancelot is 10, 7, 10 because I don't have the Void Dust. So right now his Star Absorb is like 5,000 or something. Let me look. It doesn't take very much Void Dust though to get his second skill to 8. It's to 8 to 9 that takes a lot. So I could quite easily get it to 8. So right now it's 4,800. If I get like 4 Void Dust, I could get it to 5,100. But we'll see how he does without. But yeah, I'm gonna start working on Void Dust. And then hopefully we get Void Dust in an event. Maybe one of these stages, Void Dust will be in a treasure chest. That'd be a lot more useful than the random garbage they're giving us. I feel like that's a real problem these days, though. There's too many mats in the game, so it's like you don't ever get concentrated stuff. You just get random junk. Let's take a peek. Well, he's not showing up, which makes me think any mat he needs I don't have. Let's see, where is he? Yeah, I need 7 Void Dusts, and I could at least get it to 8. But hey, I got these to 10. Actually, 5,000 or 6,000 does matter, because there can be other people on the team that also have Star Absorb stuff. Now, that might be okay. You might be wanting someone else to get crits, but if Lancelot's the only DPS, and there's no other shenanigans going on, then you're generally good to go. But what can happen is maybe you have a Rider on the team, and that under the hood RNG thing happens, and it picks the Rider card. So even with that much absorb, you might lose a star or 2, right? You're like, oh, it's only a star or 2, but you'd rather lose 0, right? You know, the better the odds, you know, the more consistent it's going to be. So, hey, Looking Glass, thank you for the 10 bits. Did I do command codes? I feel like I didn't. Okay, so team setting. In a team setting, what do we want? So you're gonna want to crit sometimes when you don't have your Star Absorb skill up. That's a thing. Do you think they'll ever add a CE that reduces star weight? That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind that. I don't know if they will though. Who knows? It could happen. Wouldn't shock me. Well, hard to deny that this is always good for this fight. I almost don't like, though, countering it too much with command codes because it makes it so much less hard. But when you're wanting to show the unit at their best, and it still makes your combos a bit awkward. You still lose value, and you don't always get the command codes on the turns you want. Command code with negative star weight, that'd be fun because it's customizable. And what's interesting about that is you could actually do it on the unit you want to crit with, but you just change the card. Like Mordred, right? You could give her Star Absorb on her Busters and then negative on her Quick, right? You could do stuff like that. That'd be interesting. I don't think they'd do that though because it would probably make certain units too consistent, right? And they kind of were worried about Last Man Standing and soloing because it allows you to do some stuff you're kind of not supposed to be able to do. And if you're able to be that consistent, that could be a problem, right? If you get your full deck every turn and you have 3 of the cards set to have negative star and then 2 of the cards that have positive Star Absorb, you know, you might just be critting over and over and over and over and over, right? It could get a little ridiculous. So they might not do that. It'd be kind of interesting, though. There's a lot of ways to break the game as is, so just let people have fun. Okay, let me slot Lancelot, and then we'll switch to the ult account. Oh yeah, my support list is like in shambles right now. I should fix this. I like to slot fun stuff in my caster slot, but when there's no event going on, people are just farming, so I'll either do her Bond CE or the Bond up one. Let's do the Bond up one, because that's what most people want. Okay. That is not the Saber slot. That is not Lancelot. I mean, they both have white armor. I don't know why I slot this. No one is going to summon this. This is only useful if you have it. But I do it anyway. I mean, what else am I going to slot in my extra slot? Like, these things are not really something people would summon anyway. And then, like, you know, my Jolter's 2/10/2, so although the meme is real, but besides I like Edmund, most of the stuff I slot are things that I really like, so. Where is that bloody CE? That is Ox King. Okay, this looks good enough. Dude, I'm so hype about this Lancelot animation update. Okay. Off we go. Let's see, this one's the ult. Slot the eggplant. You know, no joke, there are times that slotting regular mash is good because you can't use regular mash in Lost Belts, but you can summon one. And there are some fights that regular mash makes so much easier. I've actually done that. I've had like ult accounts where I summon my main account's mash for like a Lost Belt thing, and it's actually really helpful. But most people don't even think of that, so they wouldn't even think to ask their friend to slot mash, so it kind of just goes under the radar. Okay, art team, much easier to work with and quick. How bananas do I want to be? Oh, man. Ah, my ult account doesn't have her skills maxed. If only I had this fight available on my main account, I could do it. Because I've even got Romulus and, you know, my Bodica's 10-10-10. Damn it. That's totally the kind of unit she wants to work with. Like, 1,000,000%. Because, oh, this count hasn't even done the buff. But she's got crit up, art up, and attack up. That's perfect, right? And then you got the Roman thing you can use with Romulus. What are Bodica's mats? Let me look. I don't remember it being a problem on my... I think she uses bones, but I remember on my main it wasn't too big of a deal getting her to 10-10-10, but something has prevented me from doing it on ult accounts. Yeah, she takes bones. That's really the only thing of note. The other stuff is... Oh, wait, no. No, her mats are awful, actually. She takes 30 bones per skill and 32 void dust per skill. And then she also takes snake jewels and feathers, but that's not a big deal, and it's not very many of them either. But yeah, 30 bones per skill, so 90 bones total. And then 96, I guess, void dust total, so that's pretty awful, actually. God, that Rue emote. Hey, Diano8? I think that's kind of right. Thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Probably just butchered your name, but that's par of the course here. Alright, let's go with Outmash, make it more spicy. Maybe Hohenheim, maybe Mozart. Mozart's almost too much, but Mozart's really nice on turn 1. Because you don't have stars yet on turn 1, so it gives you the option. I don't know though, multi-turn buff is really nice. Because Lancelot's not about doing all the damage at once, it's about doing medium damage over and over and over and over again. So a one-turn buff is a lot less useful for him. Who cares, Mozart's cool, so we'll go with that. How am I gonna... If I don't use MASH, though, how am I dealing with the first NP? I have no idea. Well, I'll bring Atlas so I can guard Lancelot if need be. Could start with Hohenheim and switch in Mozart. How about Star Bomb on Hohenheim? I don't mind that. Okay, this is decent. Off we go. Please remind me to zeet the app. Hold on a moment. I need to grab water. I thirst. You know, I need to start saving up my mats. Because God knows what they're adding in Lost Belt 6, and God knows what mats they'll take. So I really should start stockpiling. I do want to get Lancelot's second skill to 10 at a principle. But then if they add someone that takes Void Dust, I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah, I know, Arian. So what I did, I was doing it for 5-1, but then everything I wanted wasn't added in 5-1, and I just kept saving to 5-2, and then I was able to 10-10-10 Canis the second she was added, because I had every single mat at like a really high amount. The only thing I had to get was like that new mat, but they gave you enough for Canis from the main story as guaranteed drops, so that worked out very well for me. It was nice. I gotta save the gems though, the skill gems. That's the thing I need to look out for them. Because if you really want to, you can, you know, bust your back and get the mats from free quests and whatnot. If you want to get like Sir Kay or whoever right up. But if you don't have the skill gems, it's not so good. Okay, well, all they've got is the one Buster card here. Unfortunate opening hand, because we just don't have the NP gain that we would want. See, his battery is 30, and then Hans is 10, so it's 40. So we're 10 off. I wonder if I do Art Card first, and I give him the 50% NP gain up. Fuck it, let's find out. This is such a terrible use of Hohenheim's third skill. That is absolutely not how it's supposed to be used. But let's see if we can get 10% NP off of our fucking Buster card. This is such a stupid idea. Because even if it works, it's not worth blowing all those skills for. Like, in no world. But, let's see. Yeah, I could see them adding a new bronze mat soon. They really need to just continuously adding new mats. All right, Lobo attacked us. So I wasn't paying attention. I don't know how much we got off of our thing there. I guess it all worked out, but we might have gotten it anyway because we went over by 13%. So I feel like, oh, it was 9%. Okay, so we did need it because the 9% would have rounded up. So, we did get it, even if Lobo didn't attack us, then. So, I guess we kind of made a good play, although not because of the Lobo attacking us. Cast this. This is awkward. I would have loved to have done the chain, but I want Hans to get his NP too. Anyway, them adding new mats to the game so often is really bad for the game, and in the long run, it just adds so much bloat, and it's so bad for new players. And the amount of rewards you get from events hasn't gone up, so it's all messed up right now, and they're just gonna keep adding them, right? Because it's their way to motivate whales to do free quests over and over and over and over and over and over again, and buy SQ to restore AP, so it's like it's a money thing. But it's not good for the game in the long run. By the way, Epic 7 like today added a patch where you can now buy past events with like that game's SQ, but it doesn't need to be premium SQ, it can be free SQ, and it's not very much. And so it's basically the main interlude system, but it's better because it takes a few SQ instead of rare prisms, and it's very little. And then you also get the CE and the welfare unit, where in FGO you only get, you know, the welfare unit, and then you have to spend even more to get it. In Epic 7, you literally just spend a little bit of SQ, and you get a past event. It lasts forever. You can go back and do it anytime you want. It's like repeatable. You get the event shop, although that's not repeatable. You get the artifact, which is a CE, and you get the welfare unit. So it's just it's like way better than the main interlude system. And they added 3 at a time. 3 at a time. FGO is over here having not added a single one in like a year. Like, FGO has what? 3 main interludes? Ever? And then Epic 7 added 3, and they're all better, and they did it in one go. It's like, fucking God. Alright, Hans. Give us the good. That defense buff. Let's see, we've got the Christmas one with the Reshakal, we've got CCC, and we don't really have Dante's. That's not technically a main interlude. It obviously works very similar, but it's technically not a main interlude. So technically we have 2, but functionally we have 3 because of the Dante's one. That's pretty pathetic though, especially when you consider how long ago they were all added. I'm not a fan of Lancelot not having the defense buff from Hans and having less health than literally everyone else on the field, even though he should theoretically be tankier. So that's not going so good. I really wish we had gotten that defense buff, because I need Hohenheim to die. Our damage output is fine, our survivability is not. Damn it, we didn't break. Lobo, stop doing that. Stop doing that! Lobo! Hans has full health, by the way. I think he's dead. This is so lame, because if I use invulnerability now, we'll get NP'd next turn, because you know we're not going to win the 1 in 3. That is really absurd. Hohenheim is full health, Hans has full health. It's stupid. Like, it's just dumb. So I'm going for crits here, even though we don't need them, just so I can get my NP. We're going for the miracle turn where we don't die. But guys, our damage plus ignores the defense up. See, if we had the defense up from Hans, with all those times we got hit, we'd actually have about 5,000 health right now. And we'd still have the defense up, so we would be decently likely to live. Holy shit, we lived! The question is, can we stabilize? And that I'm not so sure about. But we can do damage, though. Please NP Hohenheim. I wanted him to die a long time ago. Come on, NP Hohenheim. And then double attack Lancelot so I get more NP gain back. And Hans doesn't die, because Hans is about to get his NP, which can give us health for Lancelot. Either that or I want Hans to die, because then I get a taunt. If Hans doesn't die or get his NP, I'm kind of in trouble. I probably should have gotten NP gain on Hans then, I don't think about it. Oh, fuck. Because yeah, my next unit is a taunt, so then Lancelot would be safe. Well, we got damage though. I probably should have done art on Hans just in case he lived, so he could then be. Oh, never mind, he got it. Lobo, have mercy. Damn it. Right as Hans got his NP. Well, he kind of had mercy, just not as much as he could have had. Oh, this is... I like how the deck just keeps shuffling and giving me a Buster card, and so I'm not getting any NP. I mean, it's nice to be Buster critting, but we got Mozart out, so obviously I want the art cards to show up. I should have done Leonidas' quick card, I think. He's got the NP either way. And we'd have more stars. Although we do have Mozart, so I guess it doesn't matter. What? How? How is it like this? I have gone a billion fucking turns without getting Lancelot's art cards. Just like the way the deck keeps shuffling and like right before I get them and then it puts them in the third hand, but we never make it to the third hand, and we're probably still not gonna make it to the third hand. This is not what one would want. I mean, we get to Buster Chain, I guess. That's a thing. Lancelot's a Buster unit? Yeah, I mean, just get Chin Gong here. We feel like NP'd by now. We had, look at all those crit turns. We had crit turn after crit turn after crit turn. 0 art cards, though. This is kind of a mess. I feel like we could have won by now. Does everyone else feel that way? I feel like if we were just getting our art cards, we would have won by now. We could have NP'd with the giant art up from Mozart. Hey, look! I still don't have art cards. The next hand was both art cards, right? Because that was the third hand. But then Leonidas died on the third hand and we never got it. And then it shuffled again and I still don't get art cards. Imagine having Mozart out on the field this long and never having a single art card to use. Like that entire fucking time. I don't even, like, what the fuck, man? I should have been able to NP so long ago. See, I've had crit turn after crit turn after crit turn, and now we're finally going to get art cards, and I don't have crits anymore. Although, we might be able to make 9 stars into a crit because Lancelot. See? That's what remember I said that you want that skill rank up because that 5,000 to 6,000 can make a difference. Look, fucking Asclepius took 1 star. If I had to 6,000, he probably wouldn't have 1 star. And now we have the legendary 80%. So theoretically, I should save the art up for our NP. I just have this stupid feeling I'm going to die now.
ただの触
そ
診だ。
こは弱く
What if I don't get my NP off this? Like, what if I don't crit? I mean, we got the NP gain buff.
よく聞くぞ。
I mean, who would fail a crit with 80%? Like who would do that? Like, that 80% almost always work, right? It's, you know, 80% of the time. That's only a 20% chance of failure. There we go. Lobo, I was gonna win, and then he crits. I like how he crit with double crit buff. I was gonna win this turn, right? I was gonna do the giant art up. I don't even know what I do now. He's got an 80. He has an 80% defense up right now. Why does he have to be like this? I think I might throw out the art up anyway, and then see how much we do, and then we get the quick and art crit with the NP gain buff, and then we have our battery skill, and we see if we win with that.
さて
We at least get the flat damage. The flat damage will ignore the 80%
アロン
defense
大お
up.
任せ。はっ
But that was so meta that he did the double crit up. It's not crit chance up, I'm pretty sure it's crit damage up, and then he crit. So he only needed the one action. He didn't need
アロン大と
three.
オーバーロー
Alright, let's see what we get here. Nope, that. I mean, yeah, you get a little bit because of the damage thing, but no, it's fine though. We looped though. We still looped. It's fine. Ooh, shit. Okay, we win now. Now we'll have double. We'll have double damage up. And this one, the MP can actually do damage on this one. I'll slow-mo because I need to cancel the app here. But I'm pretty positive we've got this. Why didn't I have that card last time? I could have removed one of the defense buffs and we might have been able to win there. Art up versus just the damage on Buster. I think just the damage on Buster. And it has crit up too, so we should definitely win here though. I don't see why not.
タッチキン
Oh yeah, he's dead. Yeah, I'm ready to zeet.
輝きは皆物ごとくだんだんと燃え盛れ
Oh, is it crit chance up? I guess he just hits hard as hell then. See, one shot is Slippius there. I think he did a Buster attack though. He's actually still alive because we got the debuff. Only 3k though.
タッチキン
So we only, I didn't, that wasn't the full Buster damage because that was, it's a 3 hit and we only got the 2 hits, but I didn't want to risk nothing there. Okay, so he did well. There was some RNG there with not dying, but that was mainly because we had such a bad RNG at the start. Like normally that wouldn't have been a problem. I think we could have won by turn 10, and that's without Nash or any of that stuff. So I think he could have done it. And we needed to get those art cards. The game was just shuffling the deck in like the worst ways there. But, you know, RNG is part of it sometimes. You can't always get a good rotation. That's some hype, Airy. Okay, maybe we go back to the main and fight the dragon with some people. Let's fight the dragon with Lancelot. I know that's just not gonna... That ain't gonna go well, but we'll do it. I'm so happy that I have both my accounts on Samsung decks now, so I can, it's so much easier to stream them. I can just switch like nothing. Technically, I had both accounts on Samsung decks before, it's just they wouldn't work. It wouldn't go into the full screen mode, or like the large window mode even. So I couldn't stream it properly. It just might be a really tiny window, it didn't look very good. Because Dex just is your phone, it's literally your phone, and I had the ult account on the phone, I couldn't display it properly. But all good now. You have perfect Zircle out and an A, so I'm assuming you're 2k forward, level 100, command codes, 10, 10, 10, NP5. All that good stuff. Max with the really nice Tristan there. I want to use more Tristan. We haven't been using him much, but let me do some Lancelot stuff here. I'm all hype with the new animations, man. Oh, we should test Gwen here. We haven't used Gwen since he got the triple faux pas going. We'll set him up in just a second. Yeah, that'll be good. We can benchmark him because Zerp's got the Google Doc going and everything. So yeah, we'll get Gwen in here. I just wish his quick animation, the flamey one, was a Buster attack. I need a Raj. Where'd he be? I need to change my command codes. I'm not sure what to go with for this fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just a shame. I bet you they would have used it for a Buster attack if his Buster attack had a 2 hit count, or really any hit count that wasn't 1. Because the flame part is ambiguous, and you can make it hit as many times as you want. Yeah, I like Lantoria's animation update too, but she's on our ult account that I'm not actually playing right now, but I'll play that at some point. I want to show more of that off. I'm gonna probably Grail her on that account just because there's something unique that I don't normally gun for on an account, so it's nice to have it randomly super strong there. Okay, what do we go with? Definitely the anti-dragon damage on something. There's a part of me that wants to do heal boost on art card and then heal on Buster. I think we're gonna need it. And yeah, that's a big part of it, Ari. I just luck sacked and randomly got her NP5. That's ridiculous, by the way. I had to work for years to get an NP5 5-star on my main account and like my regular ult. Like years, it took years to get any 5-star at NP5, and even now I only have 1. And that baby ult account, not a starter account, it's starting with 0 SQ. There's a totally vanilla account, and I barely play it. I've not collected all the free SQ from events and stuff. I miss that all the time, and it already has an NP5 5-star. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I know I've got Achilles and Mordred's, but they're on 2 different accounts, right? My regular ult account has Achilles, and it took years to get Achilles to NP5. And then my main account has Mordred, and that took years to get to NP5. And they both only have those account each, like 1 each. That's how I should have said it. And Mordred, I like cheated because I picked her as my free 5-star. So in terms of rolling, I only got her to NP4. And then 2 of those were actually from GSSR. So yeah, really luck sacked on that one in a way. Now, like my regular ult will probably have 2 5-star NP5s eventually, because Gilgamesh is at NP4, and at some point, I've rolled on him again several times, but I never had that much SQ saved up, so I've yet to get him. But someday I probably will. All right, that's the easy one. I do think we're gonna go heal on Buster and heal boost on Art. I don't know though, because that's gonna wreck our crits. If we want to actually crit, we need Star Bomb. But the thing is, we have no survivability, so to actually go the distance, I need to like use the heal command code twice. That'll potentially buy me a turn, because you can get if you set it up right, you can get 4,000 HP over the few turns, and 4,000 HP can definitely buy you a turn. And 1 turn can potentially be a lot more damage than just getting an extra crit or 2. But Lancelot gets a lot more out of crits than most people because the NP gain and the crit up. It's true, we could try both. See what happens. Do it each way a few times. It's just I want to get to Gwen, but yeah, well, let's do that. So let's go full burr, which I'm thinking it's either double Star Bomb on Art, or it's Star Bomb and then the Star Absorb. I'm not really sure. Art crits are the most important thing, but more stars are always good. You're going to have 1 turn where whatever is going to be the thing that crits. I could, and I think I'm gonna put in a heal no matter what, but I won't use the heal boost. With this setup, like the crit setup, I think I can work in a heal without it even hurting me. Let's see. Either that or no, we should do the dragon one. It's just objectively better if you're putting on Buster. Maybe I do double Star Bomb then. And I think I'll slap heal on this, because I probably won't use the quick attack much. Oh, it's on someone else. Damn it! Oh, Sanson, right. The dream is you go the heal route, and you just happen to crit anyway. Like, that's obviously low RNG, you have to reset over and over, but that's the route that would get the most done. Because you get lucky and you crit anyway, so you get your crit up, and then you live an extra turn because of the healing. But that's not going to be the most consistent, obviously. I keep scrolling down because I think he's level 80, and I'm like, wait a minute. I just grailed him. Oh yeah, music's looping. It like always does that now. Dude, YouTube can't make a fucking playlist. It's ridiculous. I gotta summon George. That's right. Okay, we're ready. Default or Atlas. His second skill doesn't do anything, so that makes Atlas less good. Well, it does let us reset a turn if it's bad, but that's not that good. Our other skills are definitely good, but living is also a thing. I don't know, this is tough. This is really tough right now. If I use the heal boost command code, probably default. I'll try Atlas. But I think we're just gonna drop like a rock. Like, there's no way we're even gonna live to the first NP at like this. And we got 13,000 health. Just don't crit me, forehead. So I didn't sleep super well last night, but I slept well enough that I don't feel like absolute garbage. So I can actually stream today, which is good. I was so upset yesterday. I was in a great mood, and I was, you know, the new stuff, really excited to check it out, and the stream was popping, but I just, you know, I was so exhausted. I was only able to stream for like an hour and a half. It sucked. But thankfully today I should be able to stream like normal, and we'll do a bonus stream. We'll do Darkest Dungeon. I'm looking forward to playing that. I still am kind of pooped, but I can concentrate, right? Like I can sit on my ass and talk to chat, right? I can handle it. Dude, I haven't played Darkest Dungeon in forever, but I'm totally ready. I love that game. It's nice though, it's not going anywhere, so I can take my time and revisit it when I have the time and always have a good experience with it. That's how I feel about Arc Knights. What is that Rue emote? It looks like he's like eating Cheetos and he's like really into it. It says glue, so I guess he's like, you know, being reckless with glue, but it looks like he's like so enjoying some Cheetos, man. Which, I mean, good for him, but that's an emote, man. He's eating glue. I mean, he seems to be enjoying it, so... Oh my god, Rue emotes are incredible. Is that one Rue emote gone, the backpack one? I loved that one so much. That was such a unique emote. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was just incredible. Like, it's like being carried off in a backpack and he's got this expression like he totally belongs there. It's just amazing. Okay, well, unfortunately, we're not really going to have any stars here. I wonder, is it worth it to use my third skill right now and waste an entire turn of our crit buff? It would give... It's the only way we get any stars. What's unfortunate is... if I use that quick, I'm going to whiff my heal, and then it'll be on cooldown for the turn I want to use it for. Because I'm probably going to NP Art, and then you'd probably want to use your quick after that, potentially. But it'll be on cooldown now. We do have Atlas. I guess we do it. Fuck it. Give me those stars. Do I go for the overkill? Yeah, I think we go for the overkill.
はいお任せをそうか
Please crit. I want this to crit with more stars. Oh, damn it. We could have gotten overkill and crit bonus there. That would have been amazing. I like it with Atlas, though, because Atlas means I get the crit skill back again. However, whipping the heal is not good. Whipping the heal is definitely not good. That's not that many stars. If we had crit, it'd have been about 28. 26 to 28. Oh, lucky as fuck, though. Oh, I'm so taking that. Just win the 60. Come on, Lancelot. Just win the 60. No big deal. We're 10% favored. It's a rigged coin toss. Yes. Beautiful. Look at that. Get that art up on crit bonus. It's 69. And if the enemy had a halfway decent hit count, we wouldn't even need to use our first skill. But unfortunately, hey, look. We would like to heal right now because we just got... Why did he have to triple? How can we triple? Oh my... Hold on, chat. You might know... I wonder if anyone in my chat right now watched my animation update video for Tristan and noticed some shenanigans. So... If you pay attention to Tristan's health bar throughout that video, it's not good. And if you look at it, especially relative to the amount of damage we've done to the boss, and you might be like, well, shouldn't Tristan be able to wreck that boss? Yes, he should. So when I was recording that, I actually had to reset once, and still, in the most of the footage in the video, I'm not kidding, he crit Tristan 6 times in a row. And then he does like never buff. I was shocked. He would have lost, by the way, which is nuts. Normally, Tristan's win rate on that dragon would be like 95%. He can win easy because he's counterclassing, and then Tristan's got an upgraded single target NP, so he's not even an AoE unit, right? He's got really good survival. He has crit down. Tristan has crit down. Like, it was so stupid. I was getting completely bodied by the dragon. Yeah, if you like just pay attention to like the health ratios throughout that video, you can tell something really stupid is happening. And yeah, I remember turn 1 he triple crit me. Turn 1 he triple crit me. And also I didn't have Tristan's NP. He was at 97% NP charge or something. And I brought a Rosh and everything. And Tristan has really good NP gain and a 50% battery skill. And I didn't have my NP at the start. So it was I was not a happy camper. A lot of stupid things happened by trying to get that footage. Okay. Thankfully though, I didn't need to kill the dragon. I was gonna reset before I kill the dragon anyway. Because if I can, I like to include their victory line in the video, and I can't have the victory line against the dragon because then the dragon stage would be gone forever. So I was planning on resetting anyway, but. It was just super annoying, like it was legendary how bad it went. Look at, wow, we made 51 stars? Holy shit. Imagine actually living, by the way. That's the problem though, the dragon is never buffed and he's crit us. Look at that, 0 NP buffs on this guy. Yeah, I reset, so what happened was, I got to the dragon, I did not have my NP on turn 1, and then I got triple crit. So then I reset. And then I got triple crit again. And then I got double crit and then like regular attack. But then that time I had my NP on turn 1, at least. So that's why one of the turns, there's an NP quick turn on turn 1, because that was the reset. Okay, I can shuffle the stars if I want to. This is my last turn, though, because I have to use Atlas now. I want to use my quick attack. I think I am going to... well, yeah, I'm going to shuffle, because I pretty much have to use the quick attack, and it's got a really crappy chance. It still has a crappy chance. This is actually kind of worse. This did not go well. Well, hopefully I can give myself an extra turn here. The dragon has buffed 1 time. Dude, is it that? I just want to make like a Knights of the Round Table account now. They're all fun gameplay-wise. I like all their characters, and they all have godly animations. I want just like, you know, Mordred, Lancelot, Tristan, Gwaine, like just Grail all of them, right? Well, we're probably gonna die before we get to go around the wheel with our skills, which means Atlas was wrong. I have to invulnerability here, or I'm going to die. Because I could have healed twice by now. This is what I'm saying, though. With the heal boost command code, I could have an extra like 2,000 to 2,500 in health right now. And I could keep rolling. And if I had the default Mystic code, you know, a little bit extra time there. Grail match, dude. Then no, now Galahad maybe. Never added him. You can't even Grail match, but maybe someday. I wouldn't Grailer though, even if he allowed you to. Is what I was getting to. I don't. Galahad though, the jury's still out. It would just depend, like, you know, what his animations were like, what his character was like. You don't know enough about him for me to have much of an opinion. Hey, look, if I didn't whiff my heal cooldown earlier, I could heal again right now. And then potentially live. I could still technically potentially live, though the odds are quite bad. Go for the big YOLO turn. Just everything crit. Easy. Also easy. Look at that! No problem! So this is where the healing could have... Yeah, okay. Man, he made it pretty far for having no survivability, but the dragon, for that all those turns, the dragon only buffed twice ever. We had exceptionally good crit luck, so we got more done in those turns than normal, but we could have definitely lived an extra turn or two if we had gotten better luck there, but we would have done less damage, so it's still a good run though. 600k is not too bad for... Lancelot's just not a good solo unit. I mean, that's just what it is, so... But he does do excellent damage. I could see them making MASH a 5-star at some point. Yeah, his second skill does almost nothing in a solo, and then you don't want to have no survivability as a solo unit. The only time it's okay to have no survivability as a solo unit, and you're still not going to be one of the best, but you need to be an incredibly consistent looper like Kentoki. Kentoki can non-stop crit, non-stop NP consistently. He doesn't need RNG, he can do it consistently. So he gets his maximum value in the few turns that he has. However, Rider Kentoki is still not like a god tier solo unit. Although we've never used one. I would love to use a fully maxed out Rider Kentoki who's got like, you know, faux pas and all the crazy nonsense. I'd be really interested to see how he does against the dragon. If in some off chance there's someone out there in my chat right now and you've got maximum golden, let me know, because I am super curious how far he could get. I bet you he could do better than you might think. And he at least has a heal, so that's better than Lancelot. He doesn't even have a fucking heal, because a heal would have kept Lancelot in it. So I do want to try Lancelot with other setups, but I really want to try Gwaine. So let's switch real quick and slot Gwaine and then use him. And I might take a quick break in a second here to grab some tea. Archer Arturia at least though has a big boy heal. So if the enemy doesn't NP often, she can do okay. If the enemy NPs often though, she's pretty fucked. Because she'll only survive the NP from the Mystic Code, and then the next NP kills her. Unless you use a Guts Mystic Code. I'm sorry, Guts Craft Essence, and then you could live 2. But I don't know how well she synergizes with a Guts Craft Essence. Probably not too bad. Now Mori is a bad solo unit because he doesn't have like a consistent kit for looping anyway. And he basically needs teammates to get crits going. He doesn't have a Star Bomb, right? And he's got a Star Absorb, but that doesn't work in a solo because you have every card. And then Star Absorb is also bad for soloing because of that. So yeah, Mori is a trash solo unit. He's a good unit, but purely team-based. Like, you would never use Mori as a last man standing. Because that's a team-based thing, and it's useful. You know, Fujino, Ku, and all these units, them being able to last man stand in a team. Hercules, right? That's a very practical thing. Mori can't do that. Mori can absolutely not do that. Like, not even a little bit. Nobukatsu, no bro. Yeah, he might be the worst solo unit in the entire game because he has 1-star stats anyway. Miss Crane is an atrociously bad solo unit. And so is Gong, but they at least have a higher stat line than Nobukatsu does. Okay, let's... I think I already have decent stuff on Gwaine, but we want the best. Oh yeah, I was using him for... So I was playing a different video game, and I was not paying attention to FGO at all, and I was just using Gwaine to do the Grail front. But I literally had no idea what was happening. I was not paying attention to when he was fighting. I never looked. I was playing the other game, and I was also like getting tea ready and stuff because I was, you know, sinuses. And every time I'd look at the screen and a turn was up, I would just click BBB. And it worked. And I just kept doing that every once in a while, and yeah, it worked out. Good times, man, good times. I would just kind of vaguely pay attention for like moving around. I basically would just move Gwaine to areas on the map that made sense, and I just let them attack me, and occasionally I would attack them. But yeah, I just mashed buttons and won that way. Yeah, BBB is OP for Grail fronts, and then Gwaine is super maxed on this account, so... Alright, dragon stuff. I have to decide, do we do Anniversary Blonde and go for crits, or Atlas and go for using our buffs twice? So the perfect run is Atlas, and you just happen to get a crit or two every once in a while without Anniversary Blonde. The consistent route is probably Anniversary Blonde, but I think I'm gonna do Atlas because the dream, right? You go for the luck. So what do I use then? Definitely this. The worst donut. Thank you for the 9 months. That's always a name I remember. Also, I haven't ate a donut in like a year, but one of these days. Thank you, Pandemic. Ari, so I was gonna make that Lantoria video today, the Lion King one, but I didn't because I was like, you know, I really want to make videos along the way for the other fights. Even if I don't post them until later, I wanted to record them along the way. It just feels wasteful not to. But then I remembered that my Mysticodes weren't leveled on that account. But so the only thing I can really use is Atlas, so I would need to fight Gwaine with a unit that I wanted to make a video for, and Atlas needs to be their meta Mysticode, and I didn't have that. But I think I might use your Gramps Airy if you don't mind, because that was actually a fun solo with him. The only reason I was kind of iffy was because it wasn't quite consistent, but it was almost consistent. And it would be cool to do. I've never done a Gramps solo on my channel, and I would like to do one where Gramps isn't super maxed. A lot of Gramps solos really rely on him being NP5 level 100 and stuff. And the thing is, a lot of 5 stars can solo a lot of content in that scenario, even if they don't have particularly good toolkits, because who knew that 5 stars, when they're that upgraded, you know, oh wow, they can just strong arm things. But so because Gramps was kind of upgraded, but not super upgraded, you had to really push the stuff. So yeah, I might try to get that set up later, because I think that'd make a pretty good video. People ask me to make Gramps videos, and I just never do. So if I ever make one, that would be the time. Because anyone else I would want to use for Gwaine would want to use Default or Atlas, and those, or Anniversary Blonde. Because I wanted to do Gwaine versus Gwaine, but in that fight you wouldn't use Atlas, you would use Anniversary Blonde, but my Anniversary Blonde is level 2, so... I need to get off my ass and just farm on that account. It's just, there hasn't been any events for it to really sink its teeth into to get good XP off of. Okay, so we have the Anti-Dragon one. Do I do Star Absorb and really hope for the YOLO? I could do Star Absorb and then do Star Bomb, and maybe throughout the run we get a few ones. It's either that or you just do consistent damage on your Buster card, so every single turn good stuff happens. Who has the Star Absorb one? What the heck? I don't see it on anybody. Oh, it's on 100 face. I really liked Gramps there just because you had to really think about when to use the heal. You couldn't just throw it out and stuff. But yeah, I'll DM you later whenever I've got time to do it, and so you can set up the command codes and all that. Because I think that'll make a good video. I really do. If I'm ever going to make a Gramps video, that's pretty much the time to do it. And it's like a lore thing too, right? So it's kind of fun. I've been wanting to make a Gramps video because I really like the music options you can use with him. Hey Persona, what's up, man? Alright, let's do Star Bomb. I don't know if this is gonna work, but We might get some crits. I feel like the way to go here, if you did double Star Bomb and Star Absorb and Buster, you'll get a Buster crit very consistently. But we're gonna do it like this and see what happens. I'm too greedy to give up that 20%. We'll do. I almost want to do heal in case it just happens to work out that I want to use an art card. Although I could. Well, let's go Merlin, because I'm probably not going to use starting NP then, and I'll just try to get my art card during the golems, and this will just make it easy to get our NP anyway. And I can use my gut skill in turn 1, because I'm not going to need it for a bunch of turns. So I should pretty consistently get my NP. I just need to get my art card one time during the golem wave. I use Gwen enough that I need to get this CE to 100. It's really good on him, and you know, an extra 600 attack when you're BBBing is pretty sweet. Why do I have that on him? What the hell was I doing? I don't even... let's give him this. Gotta fix my list a bit here. I should get this to 100 too, it's just a fun one. Especially because it gets an extra 400 attack at level 100, which is kind of neat. These are definitely not the CEs I normally use, so I don't know what's going on here. Where is Painting Summer? Alright, good enough. Oh wait, no, that Achilles one needs to be fixed. That's not ideal. Don't have a lot for him. Maybe just K-Scope then. Good for farming, but no one looks at the all slot for farming, but whatever. I was watching, so yesterday, I still need to go to sleep at like a regular time. It's very important when you have sleep problems to try to be very regular when you go to bed. So I had to stay up to roughly my normal bedtime last night. But I couldn't do anything too mentally engaging, right? Because I was pretty exhausted. But I was watching the Phantom guy do the challenge quest on NA with the Phantom setup. It didn't take I mean, it took a while. It took a while. But he got it. He beat it eventually. But he articulated something that I try to articulate all the time, in that he was saying how he likes challenge quests and main story fights because it makes you think. It makes you try. You might fail, but then you figure out what's going on. You learn. You're like, oh, okay, the boss does this, or okay, this boss never does that, or on this turn they always do this, and you kind of mold something and get better and better and better, and you see that improvement, and then you beat it, and it feels really good, right? It's kind of like Dark Souls, and yeah, that's how I feel. That's a big part of why I play FGO. I don't think a lot of people play FGO for that though, but FGO does offer really fun content like that, and you get to use all these cool characters and stuff. So I love it, right? It's great. I just wish there was story replay and you could play the challenge quests from the past and shit like that. That would be really nice. Also, I wish we had a UI that wasn't, you know, insane, but yeah, maybe this anniversary. That's what I say every anniversary. It's one of these days. Okay, we'll do Atlas. If I'm doing Atlas, I really think I should work in the heal command code, because you're trying to go for at least like 8 or 9 turns, so you're gonna heal 3 times. That buys you a lot, but well, too late now. I don't want to go back, so. Where's Kinlon? I think I got a 11-1, yep. Slightly less health. Alright, off we go. Alright, I'm a BRB real quick. I need to get water. I mean, I need to get tea. I'll need water as well, but I gotta make some tea here. I mean, I enjoyed the story too, and the setting and all that, because I liked Fate before FGO even existed, but combining all those things is quite nice.
皆さん、戦いです。勇気ある振る舞いを。
I'm coming back to my desk now, and I want to see a Gwaine art card. I will also settle for a quick card. There's no Gwaine art card, but we did get the quick one. The question is, do I do the Brave Chain and kill a Golem? I don't think I do that. So I really need to get, that art card next turn. And if not, at least the turn after that, right? I'll get 3 chances here. I hate that animation. That's the only one I don't like. I think that's out of all of the animations for all the new Knights of the Round stuff, that's the only one I don't like. I think all of the other ones are good, but that one kind of sucks. There it is. Okay, we're good now. Oh, I grabbed the overkill. I forgot to use my... Okay, hopefully it's still fine, because I think we'll have 6 turns before we need it. The long-range quick animation one, the not cool explosion one, the one where he, you know, that one just doesn't. It's shoulder bash hitting 3 times, and then like he backs up and then shoulder bashes again, and that works. But like the first one hits twice, which makes no sense. Like that's not physics, man. Anyway, it's very silly, and they're obviously just reusing the sprite work from his Buster card, which, you know, the Buster shoulder bash is fine, but the quick one, not so good. I guess we go for the overkill here. I really wish, though, I had remembered to use my 3rd skill on the correct turn, but I'm pretty sure enough turns are gonna go by. Damn, we're only at 91. Oh, I didn't get overkill. Yikes. Okay, good thing we got our card again, because we'd have been scuffed otherwise. If we had like just gotten our quick attack and like a Buster, that wouldn't have been enough. I don't think. It might have been though, because I could have done Buster, then the quick would have gone into overkill, and Gwaine actually has a good gain rate. He just only has 1 art card. Udik Skundir indeed. Doesn't have the kick though. Alright, can Gwaine do better than Lancelot, even though Gwaine is only or he's an AoE unit? However, he's also 10 levels higher and 2k foed and all those other things. But being AoE is certainly not as good with this fight. Thankfully, we are the sun. Go get him. I'm not sure he'll do better or not. We'll see. Lancelot did some damage, man. Oh fuck, and Gwaine skill sealed. That's not good. That is not good at all. That guarantees the dragon attack 3 times, which is more damage guaranteed and more chances for him to crit. That's the big thing. Every time he does a skill, there goes a chance for him to crit you. Well, I'm concerned. I think I just messed up. I think I could have gotten that skill back and then done Atlas. But the timing probably wouldn't have worked out in a meaningful way, but still. Yeah, I agree, his extra attack actually does look better in fast mode. It's just too silly otherwise. I mean, I don't think the whole thing looks silly. I think the smack at the start and the fire power up and then the big fire blast at the end, that all looks great. It's slow-mo or fast mode. But, yeah, the whole, it's over here, no, it's over here part, it's just like, it's silly. It's like Gwaine, the birthday party clown. That's kind of what it feels like. Can we get a crit? Just a crit? There we go. Look at that 43k. I love the fire effects on Gwaine though. They put a lot more effort into those than normal. I'm hoping they're going to start doing that kind of effort on effects moving forward, because it really does look better. There's a 70 though. That's the one with the star absorb, so that's what you'd expect. Okay, he's probably gonna do better. We'll see. Oh, they are in. See, Lancelot never got a turn like that. Lancelot died with his NP. So if Lancelot had gotten one turn like that, he would have gotten to do an NP turn, which his NP does a lot more damage than Gwain's, and he would have gotten a lot farther than he did. So that's a little bullshit, but what are you gonna do? So one thing I like about Gwain is he has just gotten a lot of characterization over time, and they used it, right? From Fate Extra to now, he's had like a continuous character arc, and they actually had his character like grow, and not just from that, also like, you know, with his past with Lancelot and everything, and you know, they really have his character like mature as time goes on. And it's awesome. I would love to see, take the character arc that they gave Gwain and condense it into an actual story instead of, you know, spreading it out over Fate Extra and Extella Link and Fate Grand Order and, you know, all that. I'd love it if you could just get Gwain summoned in, like, you know, Fate Pillow and, you know, have a nice, you know, full character arc where he starts off kind of where he was in Battle of Kemlon, and then, you know, he has all that other character growth. Because it's awesome. He's got a really good, he's got the most character development out of all the Knights of the Round by far. And a big part of that is because he's got a lot more screen time than the other Knights of the Round, but you know. And yeah, I've seen the Green Knight movie, the trailer. I'm kind of skeptical because I don't think it's getting that big of a budget, and so I'm kind of worried it's just going to have like bad fight scenes and weird shit, but we'll see. The tricky part is, and they're going to have to pull from other, okay. So, there's something really awesome they could have done, which is really clear that they're not doing from the trailer. So what they are doing is they're taking, because so the movie is called The Green Knight. It's not called Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, but it's kind of obvious it's pulling from that, right? Because you got the show in the trailer, the trial stuff, and you know, so on and so forth. So it's obvious that they're basing this off of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. And what it looks like they're doing is they're taking the important bit of the story, and they're making it the beginning and ending of the movie, and they're adding a lot in like for the journey, like on his way there, and they're going to add a whole bunch of stuff because ultimately you could do a very good Gawain and the Green Knight adaptation in 30 minutes. You know, right? There's no need for a feature length film, right? But what I would have done instead of, because it looks what they're doing is they're just making up bullshit in the middle, like literally just making up stuff. And you know, maybe it's good, but what I would have done is, sure, I would have ultimately made, you know, a lot of original stuff, but I would have pulled from the other stories of the Green Knight, and because there's ways that you could repurpose like Arthur and Cromwell, because Green Knight is in that, and the other major stories with him. And some of them conflict too much with like the Green Knight and the Gawain story, but a lot of them don't. And with original storytelling, you can make some twinks here and there to take a lot of the major stories with Green Knight and make one coherent story, and then also throw in some original stuff. And you can make something pretty boss, but they're not doing that. Like that, the Green Knight fan in me, of course, wants that. If you're gonna make a movie called The Green Knight, it'd be nice if you pulled from some of the other stories with Green Knight, because I really like this story with like Arthur and Cromwell and stuff. The problem is Green Knight is most famous because of the story with Gawain overwhelmingly, so everyone ignores all of his other stories, which really sucks to me because, you know, I like the Gawain one, and you know, there's a cool message in it and everything, and that's great, but I really do like some of his other stuff, and the other stories with him kind of reinforces his connection with like nature and all that, and it's neat, right? And I'd really like to see someone do that justice, although I'm surprised there's a Green Knight movie in the first place. But yeah, I'm a little worried that the budget's not going to be so great, and that can mean the writing can be sloppy and all kinds of stuff. So I'm worried it's just going to suck, and it's not going to go anywhere, and if anything, it'll damage the public's perception of the Green Knight. Because I'd love it, though, for it to be a big hit, and more people think about the Green Knight, and so you see more of it, because, you know, I like the Green Knight a lot, so... I always say, at least Tolkien from Lord of the Rings was a huge Green Knight fan, so, you know, it's more than just me. Ibuki is not even remotely competition for Gawain, though. They just both happen to be Buster, but They're pretty different ultimately. I mean, we can still use her though, just see how she does, because I don't think we've actually ever tested her here. I don't think. Although I guess she doesn't she have a Buster deck too? I guess. But their toolkits are like their focus is pretty different. But yeah, I do think they do. She does have a Buster deck. I kind of forgot about that. What am I doing here? Because RNG saved me. I want my third skill to be used before my buffs wear off, because then I have a much better chance to crit, but I'm not sure that's gonna happen. Nope, it happened. In some ways, it'd have been nice to just... it would have been nice to get an extra turn there, right? Instead of getting attacked 3 times in a row, but... our crit spread is still actually pretty bad. Well... Yeah, it's kind of a surface level overlap for the most part, though. There's a lot of units like that. Like in practicality, the kind of teams we put them on, and neither of them crit. That was statistically our most likely turn 2 crit, and we did not do that. So that's unfortunate. I think the Quick and Art must have gotten a lot of stars. I didn't really pay attention. Well, we did do better than Lancelot. Lancelot could have gotten about this range, though, if he'd had that triple buff turn that Gwaine got. But we're going to get farther still here. This is where having a heal would be really nice, because we could potentially go a little bit longer. Gotta say, AoE neutral units don't normally do well here, because, I mean, it's a single target fight. AoE does worse, neutral does worse. But, he did pretty good. Not bad. Can we get one final quit? Dwagon. Anyway, can we get one final crit? Gwaine. That's why I said quit, I was getting the Gwaine in there. So. No crit, okay. So if we had crit on the NP turn and on that turn, we could have definitely made it to 390k or something. Which that'd have been pretty impressive. Not bad. Not half bad. He's a strong boy. All right. Do I have you added commentary? Quit the Dwagon. Oh look. Oh no. You get the. Well, we could do that in a moment, but no Yang CE, none of that, because we're not testing anyone else with the Yang CE, because that's a whole. Because when you do that, you're opening up Pandora's box, because then I gotta use the Yang CE on everybody else, because I actually have limit broken Yang CE on the ult account. I don't have it on my main, but. One of the I like how Zerp takes note if they use the Yang CE, because it's like such a boost in value, especially in this fight, because you get so many turns to just wail on them. If there's nothing wrong with using it on her, it's just I'd want to test her like normal first to benchmark her. Although she's only in P1 and stuff. She has a 5-star though, so she has higher stats. But oh wow, you've got faux pas on her. So basically. I mean, honestly, the NP rank is pretty minor, though, for Gwaine and her, because they don't NP very often. She might NP more than Gwaine did, though. Because Gwaine NP'd twice the whole fight. You know, whoop-de-doo. Where if you NP like 3 or 4 times, it's a huge deal. But she is a 5-star, so I wouldn't say it equals out, but it's closer to equaling out. Yeah, that's why I was saying she might NP more than Gwaine, because she's got the big battery, but she's still not going to be NP spamming. She'll probably NP 3 times, that's my guess. Unless she just lives way longer than I'm thinking. Let me look. What is the cooldown on her battery, though? Because maybe we go non-starting NP CE. And we use it right away. Let's see. So yeah, that's right. It's her first skill. It's 6 turns. I mean, we could use it and have it come back, but that's awkward though. That's a waste of a lot of attack up. Probably not worth it. I think you go with starting NP, you NP, then you use it, or something like that. Okay, sounds like she's ready. Oh my god. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. What I want to know though, what level is this? How committed are we? Pretty committed. Not as committed as Zaw. Zaw got it to a level 100, man. I want mine at 100 because it's the only way I can actually test it properly against the stuff that I normally use. Can we get a welfare like Ryder Kentucky style Canis, by the way? That would be awesome. But also, can we get a Ryder Kentucky animation update? I will say, for how old Ryder Kentucky is, I think his animations have aged very well, like very, very well. But mainly it's his sprite. Honestly, his like choreography for his attacks is totally fine, but his sprite is definitely dated at this point, and it would be nice to get that updated. But yeah, I could really get behind Biker Canis. I think that fits her very well. You know, that's why they made that CE. But I unfortunately, because this fucking community, and you just cannot have nice things. If we get an alternate version of Canis, it's going to be Summer Canis or Maid Canis or some shit like that. There's no way we're going to get something serious like Biker Canis there. It's just going to be that CE and that's it. So no fun allowed. I like the clouds just covering everything. Like, why is that even a thing? You can't even see her. I should have put her in the front slot. I normally put the solo unit in the middle because that normally looks best. But you can't fucking see her, so you still couldn't see her in the front slot either, but it'd look a little bit less whack. She must look really stupid in the third slot because that's where most of the UI is. That is where most of the UI is. I can speak, I swear. What do I do here? I don't really want to kill one of the golems, because if I have to kill a golem next turn, we're kind of screwed. So I think we pass on the Brave Chain, but we at least do this. Summer Maid Biker, okay. That's maybe too many things in one place. Okay, that's excellent turn. Honestly, we need a turn like this to get our... I think more times than not we wouldn't get our NP, but we're looking good now. This should do it, because we get the Merlin Command Code, we get the Art Chain, and we should get Overkill. Unless Arash crits. Just don't crit. And he's got his defense buff, the Golem, so... Whew. Thankfully, it wasn't enough for him to kill there. Alright, we need 7%. I think we got it. I'm not familiar with her gain rate, but generally units that have triple buster decks actually have really good gain rate. Because you only got the one art card, so they want it, so when you do get it, it actually gets a lot done. I can't tell because she's MP1 and she didn't go over. Yeah, you really couldn't see a rock there because of the clouds. Okay. I tell you, if the Merlin command code was off cooldown, I would probably, for the first turn, I would do Buster, Quick Art. But because it's on cooldown, I think we do BBB. Let me think. I think we do our Buster up because it's 3 turns. I'm not gonna use my first skill though, I'm gonna use it next turn. I don't know if NP sealing is even a good thing, but... Sadly, this guy is not a dragon. 10% crit difference, but that one's got the archer damage. But this one makes stars, and I want star. Okay, we'll do this. Maybe it crits. If it crits, it's 1,000,000% worth it. And even if it doesn't, I don't mind 2 crit stars, so this is probably the right play. Yeah, she has an anti-undead skill.
人知の及ばぬものが世にあるとここにて思え。真剣さなぎの太刀。
23k.
こうだ
Could be better.
ゴートリプルオー
Ouch. At least we had our defense buff. Okay, battery time.
加減が難しい
Please
ん
crit.
だよね
This is like the turn for it. What do I do this turn though? Okay, I think one turn I don't do the Buster spam.
そういう
But
のもあり
next turn I definitely will. Because I get one more turn of Buster up, so next turn is NP Buster Buster. And then this gets me my heal in, so I can maximize my survivability. And it also gives me my NP. So that's like the only time I'll do that though. See, I wish I had done that on the NP turn, but didn't work out. Wait, her attack up is only one turn? Fuck. Oh, it's 3 turns, but it's 3 times. Well, shit. Well, I learned something.
そういういいんじゃない
That's annoying. Yeah, you really gotta do BBB on that turn then.
美しよとこよ。その境。
No, it's not looping, it's just reset, so it's just bad luck on that one.
さなぎの太刀。
こうだ
Can we crit, please? Really? Imagine having Buster up, crit up, 3 of a kind bonus, Buster first, and then Buster chain bonus, and then you don't crit with an 80%. That's just stupid RNG right there. I kind of need to use this now because I need the defense buff. This is a long fight. We gotta maximize our survival.
そういは
That was really dumb though.
とと
Oh, now you crit. I mean, we have the Buster up, so I'll take it, but we didn't have the crit up anymore. We could have gotten so much bigger damage than that. Because you can have Buster resist down, attack up, Buster up, crit up, and then crit, right? I mean, that's huge damage, and we just didn't work out. That sucks.
魔力をピピピ
I think I do it again, actually, because healing and... They can live a long time, though. I almost wonder if she wants to heal boost command code. The heal boost combined with the heal and then her defense up, she could potentially live a really long time. Dude, if we had just crit earlier, we would have done so much more damage right now. Because we had Buster resist down, Buster up, crit up, first card Buster bonus, 3 of a kind bonus, Buster chain bonus. I mean, we would have just shredded there. Okay, now here's a nice turn, though.
オッケーマスターそういうは
Okay, just crit. Just crit.
敬う。
We get the Buster resist down with our giant attack up. This could be some real damage right here.
ここにて思え。
Well, not the NP. The NP is gonna be pretty sad, but
せい
come on, 70%. Yes, there we fucking go. Now do that a bunch of more times. We're doing pretty good though. This defense up is really doing us good. Although I will say the dragon is buffed 6 times, but you know, that's actually normal. It's more like he was being weird for Lancelot. Do I YOLO with that 10% crit? Got that anti-dragon bonus, so
いいんじゃいいん
why
じゃ
not? Yeah, I think it's 30%, but it's 3 turns, so it's... And here's the thing, I find defense ups are kind of just amazing here because the dragon doesn't hit very hard. That's the thing. His attacks are AoE, so they do less damage, right? He's got a lower damage multiplier because of that. So when you combine his lower damage multiplier with the fact that you have some kind of defense up, you can really last a while. And then if that's why when you're counterclassing though, it's just a joke, because then he's really not doing any damage. But yeah, that much defense up for that long is pretty swell. And imagine it in team play too, because you could have Mash on the team. And now she's just crazy tanky. It's really good. Also, that whole that three attack thing is clearly aimed at team play, right? In solo play, that's pretty obnoxious, and it makes our first skill kind of just evaporate. But in team play, it means you can get an NP, and then crit on this turn, and then crit on that turn, right? You can kind of cherry pick when it goes off, and you know, get more like spike damage out of it and burst damage. Okay, whenever the heal's off cooldown, I'm kind of a fan of just using it anyway. Guaranteed anti-saber damage. Or the heal and the star. I think I'll do this one actually. It's the lowest damage, but this is a good turn to make some stars, and it's a tiny heal, and it can add up, so. Am I gonna do the quick last? Now I'll do art last. I don't think we actually did use Marmoset here. I don't know why. I honest to God have no idea why we didn't do that. We'll do that next if we can. Maniac, I think, has a very good Muramasa. I'm not sure if he's logged on recently, though. So, if she gets lucky, I think she can solo this, which is very impressive because she's AoE. I don't think she's doing it super consistently, but she can do it, I think. We'll see. 400k is still a lot. Because you gotta remember, you're front loaded with Atlas. Those first two rotations are smooth, and then you got nothing, right? Like we're gonna slow down a good bit here. If we could scream, I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna do this, because again, defense up. Ooh, why can't this happen more often? Really good I did a quick last turn. Okay, we might be getting somewhere here. Wish I had the Buster resist down. How long does it last? It lasts 3 turns. I guess we just NP really slow. That's a shame. That would really help our cards out here. God, if we had our first skill up right now, we would just shred. Like, we would have gone to like 100 and like, you know, maybe 30k that turn if we had our attack up. The sad thing is if I waited for the attack up, one might be dead, and then we wouldn't have crits anymore. She can definitely beat this though, it's certainly possible. This defense up is doing work, man. And units like this, and I mean anyone with lots of defense stuff, they really excel here because, and I will, just to be fair, because it's not like she universally does better than some of the things you compare her to. It's kind of like when we compared Ushi to 100 Face. You know, 100 Face can solo this, and a part of that is because this fight goes on a long time, and you don't get shut down. The boss doesn't, you know, hit you for 10k, right? So if you have your own survival skills, they buy you time to get your survival command codes back, and they'll buy you time to get your skills back, right? So it's units that are long-term units do well, and I never really thought about it, but she actually does do well in a long-term context, even in a team play, because of such a large defense up with such good uptime. It's a 3-turn defense up on a 5-turn cooldown. That's excellent uptime. So, like, really, if the fight is, you know, she doesn't have, her weakness is hard survival, though, right? She has none, right? So if this was a boss, like, that was throwing out NPs really rapidly or had huge crits and things like that, she wouldn't be particularly good for it because she has nothing to save her, right? If the boss just, you know, hits her for 20k from with an NP out of nowhere, all she has is the Mystic Code, right? So she's kind of a 100 Face styled unit, right? So this kind of fight is right up her alley, but it's still good because she's fucking AoE and she's winning anyway, so. Well, we might not win here, but it's certainly possible. We need to heal next turn. I'm gonna go for the YOLO crits here. Because see, this boss is right up the alley of slow units, because the boss does not NP rapidly, so you don't need a lot of hard survival. All you need is soft survival. But that's not every fight, right? So it can be little apples and oranges, but still, I find this pretty impressive because I'm glad the dragon's not, you know, critting my face that turn. I'll take that. We might win. So the NP seal's been good, because the dragon would have NP'd again by now without it, and we'd be dead. If he NP's the second time, we lose. And there's literally nothing we can do about it, right? We're just dead on the second NP. But we've skill sealed him 3 times, so it's not happening. The only way I see us losing is if we get, like triple crit here. We might even win next turn, I think.
いいんじゃないそう
But yeah, I think we win next turn. These were good command code picks, actually. These were pretty much the right ones. The heal on quick was really good because every once in a while we can burst, get our NP, and then the heal with the defense up. I feel like just the defense up or just the heal wouldn't have been enough to go this long, but then together, you know, they have exponential growth off each other, so. I'm pretty sure we win here. Because yeah, our NP only does like 30k, but we've... I need to make sure. We'll slow-mo. I always like to cancel it if I can so I don't have to risk losing the stage, but I want to make sure we can kill here. I'm pretty sure she's got it though, because we're going to double Buster Resist down. I'm pretty sure we got it. That's pretty damn good for being AoE. I will say though, like, although she just did better than Gwaine, there are so many fights that's not going to be the case. Because Gwaine is a burst unit, like through and through. He has burst survival with guts, he's burst with the way his toolkit is. So if you fight a boss that is, you know, NPing rapidly and like throwing, you know, like, if we fought Gwaine in Camelot, she will get absolutely obliterated. She will have no chance, you know, she's going to do no fucking damage with her NP. There's no way she's winning fast enough. And then the enemy Gwaine is going to NP 2 times in no time, and then you're dead. Like she wouldn't get anywhere. Where Gwaine versus Gwaine, I don't think he would win either, to be honest. But he would get quite far. Like he would get. I think he might be able to win actually. I'm not sure. I'll have to test that. But yeah, she is definitely better though when it's a long-term fight like that. Like that, just 'cause that's so much survivability. But in short term, her lack of hard survival is definitely a problem. But that's how a lot of units are. There's a lot of units that don't have hard survival. And again, she's only NP1, so. Yeah, let's do Muramasa. Why not? We'll do that real quick. I think he'll get his ass kicked, but. Oh, hey, Maniac is here. Very nice. Yeah, we'll use your Muramasa if you don't mind. Kind of spamming AoE sabers apparently. And she, like I said, some of her kit is wonky, but it's aimed at team play, right? Like the 3 times on the attack up. You know, that is weird, but it's kind of easy to make that. Oh man, no wonder she did so well. That's right, she's got Dragonkind EX as a passive. She has a permanent 200 damage cut. That really adds up in a fight like that, because again, the dragon doesn't do that much damage per attack. So yeah, that's really good. I totally forgot she had that. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. That passive kicked in for so many attacks. Without that passive, we probably would have died. So yeah, it's pretty good. What's cool too is you could, if you wanted to, you could do a damage cut command code. They're rare, but there's a few of them that are actually very good with other side effects that are really nice. So if you had a really good damage cut command code that was limit broken, and then the damage cut CC, the command code, and then her passive, you could get a pretty healthy chunk of damage cut there. Just like for free pretty much all the time. And if you were counterclassing, you could potentially really fuck them up, and then you get the defense up too, so. Fun stuff, fun stuff. Oh, there he is. Yeah, that's a pretty upgraded Muramasa. I would think Atlas for him as well. Oh crap, he was changing command codes. Oh no, the app crashed! How did that happen? So it's having to load first, but well, I'll just get an nope, not an amazing hand, so I don't even feel bad about that. I do feel bad about the AP though. Wasting a whole apple for this. I'll wait a bit longer. I suspect he's still twinking stuff. I kind of forget that Muramasa's in the game. He wasn't actually that popular. People didn't roll on him that much. I didn't think it'd be as low as it was, but I never expected Muramasa to be like the big moneymaker just because Shiro is really divisive. And it was definitely a vocal minority of people that were just so fucking hyped for him. And it was almost just a meme because he was like in the story, but not summonable for just so long. But yeah, he didn't actually make that much money. Yeah, I don't think so. Unless something was wrong with that report, but they showed the app earning report per month, and the month that he came out, they made money, sure, but it wasn't anything that crazy. That maybe that report was just wrong though, and sometimes it's hard for them to track stuff. But yeah, what last I saw, it wasn't like a failure, but it wasn't, it wasn't up there with like Merlin's second one or Jolter back in the day, or I think there were several other like kind of mundane things that actually beat him. But maybe that chart was just wrong. Hey, commentary, thank you for the resub. Okay, wait, I didn't refresh. Okay. I'm assuming you don't have the anti-dragon one. Okay, we're ready. Definitely Atlas with him. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. Yeah, someone compiled recently the app earnings per month, and it showed which banner was up each month, and his was kind of eh. But the game in general is just, it's really lost a lot of momentum, and you can see it clear as day when you look at like how many eyes are on YouTube videos for FGO, the search results through Google Trends and stuff. It's it's gone way down. It's lost a lot of its momentum recently. Hopefully they can capture that momentum again, but we shall see. The thing is, if I remember correctly though, the next month made like no money. Right, so it's like 3 times of shit isn't really that impressive. Hey, my Orlin something? I don't think that's even close. I have no idea how to say your name. Myorin? I don't know. Thank you for the Twitch Prime, or the Twitch Prime. I appreciate it. But really, all of the months recently for FGO have been shite, and the Muramasa one was definitely better than the ones around it. But the ones around it were so bad that that's like, again, that's like, beating garbage. Like, their overall sales have been way down in comparison to what they used to be. And I need to look at the chart again, but off memory, maybe I'm just remembering wrong, but off memory, there was something, several months back, quite a ways back though, but they had made a lot more than the Muramasa one, if I remember correctly. This fucking hand though! Yeah, that's the NP gain right there. Oh yeah, of course NA doesn't, they don't make nothing, but... NA is a much smaller, NA has never been very popular, to be honest, so... That's something though that's really hurt FGO, is it's really only big in Japan, and it's kind of big in China, but that's pretty much the only regions they do well in overall. They can sustain themselves in other regions, but a lot of the other mobile games have really done well all over the globe, where FGO just has not. Okay, well this hand kind of makes up for the previous one. Let's see if we can not kill though. I want to keep these alive if I can. Sadly, I killed that golem, but there's still 2 left, so we're alright. You know what? As much as I want stars, I don't want to use my heal there. I don't want to do that. So we'll do the Arash chain that never finishes.
長乱あれってな。
Okay, let's get my skills here. They're pretty short cooldowns, so I think we do this. Shame we couldn't make stars though, because that would have worked out really well. I think I do my second skill, not the third one, and then we kind of just hope we get lucky and crit here. 80% on Buster though. Honestly, the way to do raids is just kind of stupid in FGO. They shouldn't do them the way that they do. And they only do it that way to try to act like it's like a multiplayer component, but it is not. Okay. I would love to use that heal. I think because so many turns have gone by, it could have about come off cooldown by now, so I'm kind of waiting too long. It's just kind of awkward to put a quick card in here. Okay, we really need to heal here. So, we'd be way better off with like heal boost on Buster, because like we're never gonna do Buster before NP, like that's not gonna happen. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm gonna NP this turn no matter what, so I'm gonna... Why did the quick card have to get the 20% crit? Because I could have done the 70 art, but I don't wanna not do the quick. Okay, we got the 90 at least. Stop critting me, oh my god. I like how the dragon is never buffed, by the way. It's turn 7, and the dragon has 0 NP buffs. This is just stupid. Like, this is dumb. Like, I wasn't expecting Muramasa to be like super amazing here. Like, of course he wasn't gonna do as well as like Gwen and Ibuki, but he can definitely do better than this. This is really just bad luck. The crit spreads have been bad. The dragon is just not having any of it. Like, if the dragon was fighting like this against Gwen and Ibuki, they would have both died a lot sooner. Like, Ibuki would not have won if the dragon was playing like this. Well, already, I guess I have to use invulnerability because I'm dead here. Yeah, I think we need like heal boost on something. We might even want the heal on art. I'm not sure though. You'll whiff it on the first turn if you put it on art. That's the tricky part. Is like, where do you... I think he definitely wants heal boost and heal. I'm just not quite sure what cards to put him on. But we definitely don't want this one. Although we might want it now because we're about to die and we're probably not going to loop. No, we can loop. We got our third skill coming up, so we do art. Yeah, we'll get another NPN. I think he can make it like 700k, which is generally is good for AoE units, so we'll see. This was just a combination of just not good crits and then the dragon going ham on us. He did. I didn't really pay attention, but yeah, he's punching him there. That's funny. How much are we going to get in here? Okay, this one we do the Buster. Okay. Please crit. Yeah, let's go. Blaze of Glory, last turn here. He is definitely the kind of AoE unit, though, that will not do super well here. He still did fine, though, honestly. That's not bad. It's not like 10 out of 10 or anything, but it's respectable. And what I'm getting at is Muramasa is an AoE unit, right? Like, for example, Gwaine obviously gets more value in an AoE with his NP, but it's not like Gwaine is going to NP a second time faster if there's 3 of them. But Muramasa does, right? Muramasa hitting multiple opponents makes him perform better. He'll make more stars, he'll get his NP again faster, which means more of his overcharge, right? You'll really see a difference in his performance based on the amount of opponents he's fighting. You know, Fionn is another one like that. He really needs to be hitting multiple people. Or Ibuki and Gwaine don't care too much. Like, sure, they're still AoE units, but it's not that big of a deal for them. Where Muramasa needs to hit more people, because the stars is a big part of it, because he wants to be critting, and hitting 3 targets with his star gen up, that matters. It's definitely noticeable. I kind of want to try that again. Give me a second here. Yeah, I'm looking at that chart, and unless this chart is mistaken, it's like, yeah, he made a lot more money than the stuff that came after him, but the stuff that came after him are some of the least successful banners they have ever had. If this chart is correct, the banners that came after Muramasa are actually the worst banners that they've had since Hokusai and Semiramis were added. Like, they are the lowest they've ever fucking had. It's not like Muramasa did terrible, but I mean, for example, Reigns made more money, Mama Nobu made more money, Mothman made more money, Assassin Lee made more money, BB made way more money, Ivan, I think, made more money. Yeah, Ivan made more money than him. And you know, Ivan was actually pretty popular, so it's not like Ivan was unpopular or anything. But I don't think anybody would have guessed that Ivan was going to make more money than Muramasa. Like, I wouldn't say his banner is a failure. It clearly isn't. It still made good money, because Ivan made good money. But, yeah, if you look, the stuff around Muramasa, like before and after him, are some of the least successful banners they've ever had. And that's because FGO is really not been doing so good lately, right? Like, they've lost a lot of hype, and, you know, they've added no good monetization to the game with, like, costumes or, you know, subscription model or, you know, any of that kind of stuff that, you know, almost all the other games do now. Like, Muramasa is, like, I guess the light and the dark, I guess, but, I mean, Summer Kiara made more, but that's Summer, and it's kind of what you expect. But yeah, honestly, recently, I mean, FGO has really not been doing good lately, and I've been saying this forever. I'm not surprised. I remember before the revenue came out, I said I suspected they were going to have a big revenue drop, because I could see it. It was like, the game is not popping, you know, they're not adding things that make any sense, you know, people are pissed all the time. And then when it came out, then yeah, they had not done so hot. But, because really, the only things that have done well for FGO recently is Muramasa, kind of Virtua, not like super well, but Virtua and Ibuki did okay, and then the summer event. That's pretty much it. And then nothing since the last summer event was good since then. They had some things that didn't fail, but everything's been pretty, you know, they've been slowly making less and less money, clearly. And then they've been spending their money less wisely, clearly, with that other game. That's a big part of the problem. No, Hokusai sold well. I said he sold less than Hokusai. That was my point. I was like, Hokusai sold a lot more than him. Like a lot more than him. But I mean, even Ivan sold more than him, for God's sakes. And again, not that Ivan is unpopular, it's just no one would say, you know, that's the standard of a super popular unit, right? Because when you go back and look at, like, you know, Merlin and that kind of thing, they'd obviously done a lot better than that. I tell you what surprised me, though, is how well Lee did. Lee and Benny did really well, and Reigns, I'm surprised Reigns did as well as she did. My God, though, God Juna didn't even do that well. That's surprising. And then fucking Ishtar did super bad. Space Ishtar, she did super bad. Is that the rerun? I think that's the rerun on this chart. So I know her original one did bad, but even her rerun didn't do that well. So yeah, no love for Space Ishtar there. I don't really get why. Oh yeah, when is Doorman? What month was he included with? Because I know it seemed like he did well, but I don't know how it actually performed. He was around 5.5. That should be the month with Vertra, right? So that would explain. So I bet you, honestly, Doorman is the reason that Vertra month actually did well. Then I would guess. Van Gogh did very poorly. Not as poorly as Galatea. My God, Galatea is actually like literally the worst performing thing on the entire chart. If the chart's correct. I have no idea if this chart is super accurate. But according to the chart, Galatea is the worst performing thing in like 2 or 3 years or something. So very bad. But Van Gogh did really bad too, which I'm actually kind of happy about because I do not want them to do more servants like that. That was really lame. All right, let's give Muramasa another go here. But so yeah, basically Muramasa is like a light in the darkness, but it's still nothing groundbreaking. I mean, there's so many things that, you know, again, no one would point to Ivan as some super amazing profitable moment for FGO, but Ivan made more money than Muramasa, so. But there was more people playing back then. That's just the thing. More people cared about FGO back then. I would expect if the game was as healthy as it used to be and it was hyped as it used to be, and you know, people were as happy as they used to be, I would expect that Muramasa would have made more money than Ivan. But the game is the interest in FGO is at an all-time low right now. I think it can definitely recover to a degree. It's never gonna go back to what it was like, I don't think. But yeah, they clearly made Muramasa to be similar to Emiya. Like, definitely, you know, he's got the star gen stuff, got the color up, his AoE, right? And the AoEs can make stars to the star gen up, then you go into crit. It's very similar. You know, there's differences, sure. You know, Emiya's got hard survival, Muramasa doesn't. Muramasa, though, has battery. Emiya doesn't have battery. And of course, there's differences between them. But I do think that they intentionally made Muramasa have some degree of similarity to Emiya. You know, they didn't want to copy-paste them, but they definitely wanted them to have, like, some similarities. Because that's the host body, right? That's the point, right? So, I mean, fair enough. Okay, bad opening turn again. I tell you, Muramasa just cannot get a break right now. Yikes. Man, Canis, the twins, and Romulus didn't sell that great either. I mean, they definitely did way better than Galatea. They did like over twice as much as Galatea, but again, Galatea is like a pretty big failure, I would say. I mean, is anyone else surprised though that Galatea is like one of the least popular things they've ever done? It's not. I don't even think she was hated, right? Because so with Van Gogh had a lot of people that really didn't like Van Gogh. However, some of them rolled for Nemo, right? And some people really liked Van Gogh, right? Galatea did not get the kind of hate that Van Gogh got, but didn't also get like any hype at all, right? Like everyone was like, oh, Galatea, okay. Anyway, so what's for dinner? Right, literally no one gave a shit, right? Didn't get hate, but didn't get hype. And then some of Van Gogh's month is offset by just Nemo. Nemo had a degree of hype, but yeah, really, Karen, Galatea, and Van Gogh, they all did pretty shitty. And yeah, also permanent. That's another good point. She is permanent, so there's just not a lot of... I'm kind of sad she did that bad, just because it was something different, and it was different in a way that made sense. But yeah, people just didn't give a fuck. Like, they really did not give a fuck. Hey look, Muramasa got 0 cards. This is not good. This is we might not get our NP somehow. I'll use a command spell if that
やっ
happens.
ておしまいなさい
Yeah, her kit's not bad, and I think everyone accepted that. Most people are like, yeah, she's actually pretty good. She's totally usable gameplay-wise.
ひらめきました
But it's not like you need her. There's other things that can do that job, and you know, it was like, right? It was a lot of that. So that was like the most lukewarm reaction ever. Where Van Gogh came out, and a lot of people were like, "Fuck that! I ain't rolling on that." But a lot of people were like, "Oh wow, that's so cool and colorful, right?" And then some people were like, "I don't care. I'm just rolling for Nemo." But yeah, Van Gogh still didn't do well, and neither did Nemo ultimately. Really though, I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy that FGO has clearly been making a lot less money lately. But I'm not surprised. I mean, I called it long before we had any results. I said I didn't, but between just how they were behaving, the fan reaction, and then just checking the app earning reports month to month, not you know referencing them, and on the app earning reports are not the full picture, but. You know, I was like, yeah, I don't. Their next financial report's not going to be good. I had said that, and then it was way worse than I thought. But people that work at DW say that a big part of that is because they put so much money into that Soccer Wars game. Because that one guy was leaking, and he pretty much proved that he worked for DW because he basically he said they were going to do this, this, and this, and then they did that, and that. So it was pretty obvious that guy is working for DW, and he said that they just poured way too much money into that Soccer Wars game. So that's definitely part of the problem. I'm just hoping that they get back on track. I'm hoping because they got a new president now, and he's basically second in charge, and the Soccer Wars game is dead. So I'm hoping they're like, okay, let's put some effort into this. Because the thing is, I can't say it. They deserve to be making shitty money right now. They deserve it. They deserve to have players quit. You know, I don't want that to be the case. I want FGO to do well. I want the Fate franchise to do well. You know, I hate that they're in that spot. But it's like they've been shit. Like they never do main interludes. They've never added new game modes. They've done nothing to facelift the game. They have no safety net. They don't sell costumes. They don't monetize the game in any way other than gambling, which is absurd, especially in the modern market. You know, they're afraid of change. They keep copy pasting the same style of event over and over again. They don't innovate. They do not innovate, and just like anything else in life, it's adapt or die. And they have not adapted to the modern market, not in the slightest. Like not in the slightest. Of course, people are bored and are just playing other things now and moving on. They haven't done anything to reinvigorate the player base or to stay relevant. They haven't done any of that. They've been coasting off the IP, and that can get them far. Because here's the thing: if FGO was ran like this, and it wasn't Fate, it would never have survived. It would be shut down right now if they had the same business model and were so uninnovative and they were so lazy with their game modes and everything else. This game would have shut down years ago, just like Soccer Wars did. Because it's basically Soccer Wars, right? It's basically the same game. They have not adapted to the modern gaming environment. They are just completely coasting off their IP, and it's impressive that the Fate IP and the Fate writers and the Fate, you know, the voice directing and the voice acting and, you know, again, the artists, Jesus, and the music and everything, that can carry them this much. That's super impressive that you look at the Soccer Wars game with not such a strong IP, instantly dies, and then Fate just keeps on going after all this time. That shows how strong the IP is. But you know what a good combo is? Having a really powerful IP, all this talent with the artists and the voice actors and the writers and everything, and then also making a good game and being innovative and being fresh and you know, that kind of shit, right? And having good systems and UI and all that. You know, combining those two things is the good shit. Yeah, that Soccer Wars game is Jesus. That just shows how badly though this stuff is managed. Okay, I should be able to get my NP. Unfortunately, I like how I'm just resetting. This is stupid. Like Muramasa just cannot get a fucking break, dude. This is dumb. It's like that's the worst turn to get that command code. If I had used that art card on any of those other turns, it would have been totally fine because it would have come off cooldown by the time I needed it. I think getting on the second turn is actually the best turn to get it. The first turn might be too soon because then it comes back on the turn you NP on the dragon. Where if you get on the second turn, it'll still be on cooldown on the turn with the dragon because you haven't taken damage yet and you don't need to heal. But then it will be back immediately the turn after and then you can heal, right? So first turn too soon, third turn too late, second turn just right. But first turn is still better than third turn. Third turn is definitely the worst. Yeah, that's what, another thing though. Other games are doing better than FGO, right? Like they're seeing increase in sales and stuff, and that's because of the pandemic, right? People need something to do. People are working from home and all this stuff. There's more interest in video games than ever. Mobile games have made more money than ever. PC games have made more money than ever. Steam has made more money than ever. Nintendo is, killing it. Gaming as a whole has been making more money than ever because of the pandemic. And yet FGO is failing, right? And again, just lack of innovation, just complete lack of innovation. Fuck, I'll do Buster Buster. We'll kill a golem, but I gotta get all the NP I can. You literally cannot blame COVID for their fuck up because Epic 7's dealing with COVID, Argonauts is dealing with COVID, Genshin Impact is dealing with COVID. Clash of Clans, that's a really profitable game. It's dealing with COVID. All that shit, all those other games, they're dealing with COVID, and they're making more money than ever. So that ain't it, Chief. Hey, look, we got it on the second turn. I'm okay with this. I just hope, it's obvious. They put all their eggs in the Sakura Wars basket. It's clear. They thought, hey, FGO's such a success, we can just copy paste it and have that own success, and we won't have to pay as many people because we don't have Type Moon and DW as our publishers. We'll just work with Sega, just us two, and we'll make FGO again, and we'll make all the money. That's what they thought. I'm telling you, that's what they thought. That's why they put so much money into it. They thought it was like, oh man, we're just gonna copy this formula and it'll be great, and they didn't realize their formula sucks. Their formula sucks, and the only reason they make money is because of the Fate franchise and the Fate writers and the voice actors and the music, and that's the only reason, right? But I hope they learn that and they're like, oh shit, and I hope these start putting their money and their manpower, most importantly their manpower, because their employees were saying they were pulling manpower off of FGO. That's what their employees said. They were taking people off of FGO, so they've had less manpower in FGO than ever before. And big surprise, they've been putting updates slower than ever before. We've had less welfares than ever before. We've had more lazy animations. We haven't been getting main interludes. We've had more dead weeks because they don't have the manpower. No shit. So yeah, I'm hoping they cut that out. Okay, let's do the one card because it shouldn't kill, and I'll at least get the 2 stars. I'm hoping now that Sakura Wars is dead, they put that manpower back on FGO. I'm just worried. I just have this feeling that DW doesn't like the situation that they're in, and they're trying to get big success somewhere else. And maybe that's the best thing for them. But I get that feeling that they might just put all their manpower into that other game they're working on, and they're just going to keep coasting with FGO until it dies. I mean, Genshin Impact is definitely not dead, and they're making so much money, it's absurd. Something people keep fucking up with Genshin Impact, I keep seeing people say, hey look, Genshin's not doing so good this month. Look, they didn't do so good on the app's earning report. Never mind that the overwhelming majority of the Genshin players actually play on PC. And even though some of them play on PC and buy stuff on mobile, most of them don't. And anytime you poll people, overwhelmingly most people say they play on PC, and they overwhelmingly say they spend money on PC. And the PC money is not reported. The only company right now that has the data on how much money Genshin Impact is making is the actual developer. We don't actually know right now. The fact that Genshin Impact has such a tiny percentage of their player base actually playing on mobile, and their mobile earning reports are still keeping up with the other mobile games at all, is insane, right? The actual money Genshin is making is nuts. They are absolutely swimming in cash. It's absurd. That's why they've even said they've been hiring people like crazy, and they've been expanding like crazy, because they just got so much money and they got to keep up with the success. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, people are fucking morons. They literally don't. They just see the app's earning report and they think that's some empirical data that tells you everything. It's like, it doesn't. It tells you the publicly available information that you get from Apple and you get from Android. Apple and Android don't report because they don't know. They have no idea how much money Genshin is making through PayPal and then the direct purchase through PC and stuff. They don't have the data on that. They have no idea. They're just reporting the stuff that they get through their app store. But a lot of Genshin's money doesn't go through that app store. And guess what? They make more money because of that. Every time FGO makes a sale, it goes through Apple and it goes through Android, and Apple and Android take a cut. DW takes a cut, Type Moon takes a cut, and Aniplex takes a cut. When Genshin Impact makes a sale on PC through PayPal or their direct purchase, the PayPal takes a tiny cut, but not that much. The rest of it goes to the developer, and when they do a direct purchase, just all of it goes through the developer. And I'm pretty sure, aren't these self-publishing? So they're literally getting pure profit here. I'm telling you, Genshin is eating all the other games alive right now. It's not even close. They see way more percentage of their profits, and they're making more money than these other games. You're just not seeing it because the majority of the money is through PC. Because what I keep seeing people say is they point to the app earnings report and they say, look, they're not making as much this month. See, game's dying. And then someone else will point out, bro, that's only showing their app purchases, and the majority of Genshin players play on PC. And if anyone responds to that, they'll say, oh, yeah, but a lot of people, because it's kind of hard to buy stuff on PC, they'll do the purchasing on mobile, and then they'll still play on PC. And some people do that, but it's a tiny fraction. It's tiny. It's your really hardcore people that have like issues buying on PC, and they're willing to also have it on their phone and stuff. But that's such a tiny fraction of the player base. Most people cannot be bothered to install it on their phone and their PC and then go onto their phone just to purchase and go back. Most people don't fucking bother. And anytime they've done big polls on Reddit and things like that, which is a biased sample size to be fair, but they have done big polls and ask people where they spend their money for Genshin, and most people say PC. So it's like that. Most of their money is not even being reported. That company that makes Grand Blue Fantasy, I'm really impressed with them. I respect them a lot. They've diversified the revenue streams. They have really focused on making their IP strong and not like just coasting off the popularity that their game originally had. Because they made like a Grand Blue Fantasy fighting game, and the easy thing to do would just to try to capitalize on your player base that plays Grand Blue Fantasy. But they didn't do that. They tried to make a really good fighting game that had its own unique stuff. Although some people don't like the unique stuff about it, but they basically they made waves in just the fighting game community. And now they're making like a Monster Hunter style game, and they're trying to make it a good Monster Hunter game. They're not trying to coast off their IP, but that's good because then you keep making good games, and that makes your IP stronger. Because then people get into it because they like Monster Hunter games, like, oh hey, I like this IP, or they get into it because they like fighting games, like, oh hey, I like this IP, right? That is forward thinking, right? And for Grand Blue Fantasy, the mobile game, or browser game too, really. But they put a lot of effort into updating. It's a really old game, and it shows. Like, absolutely, it's got a lot of wonk because it's so old. But they do a lot of things like updating their UI art assets, where FGO's over here doing their air quotes widescreen update. So overall, I respect them a lot more. They respect themselves a lot more than DW seems to. So. Okay, perfect. See, I'm gonna art card. Heal's not gonna go on cooldown, but it's gonna come back next turn. This is good. I completely agree with Fury. The way that they keep making content based around Zhongli is so stupid. It's mind-boggling. I really hope they stop doing that. Because one, a lot of people won't have him, and as the game goes on, even less people will have him. And that's so gimmicky and like forced, and it's stupid, right? It's like you should not make. It's like making content in FGO like, oh, it's designed around having Merlin. Well, what about all the people that don't like Merlin, or don't have him, or have him but don't like him, right? Well, hey, look, we looped, and we don't need our third skill. I don't even. Well, we take those. But yeah, I really hope they stop doing that. There's two things they can do. If they want shield gameplay to be a part of Genshin, I mean, I guess it's okay to a degree. I don't really like it though because it rewards being sloppy. I'm all for shield gameplay being in Genshin Impact. It should be a viable option. It should be a way to play the game, get strong stats, make strong shields, face tank a lot, and non-stop do your damage and stuff. That's fine. It should never be meta though. It should be possible to win that way, but it should not be meta. Right? The meta thing should be the skillful thing. The thing that's riskier and harder to do, those are the things that should give the biggest payoff and should do the best. And they're not doing that. And they're doing it in an arbitrary way. Because objectively, in pretty much any kind of third-person action game, getting hit is bad. It may not be that bad if you set up for it correctly and that kind of thing, and depending if you have like, oh, I get really high defense or high health or whatever. But generally, dodging is worth it. Generally, perfect blocking is worth it. Normally moving out of the way is worth it, right? With the way they keep designing stuff in Genshin, it's not. It's not worth it to iframe with your dodge. It's better to just use a shield and face tank and mash button. right? That's not good. That's one of my least favorite things in Genshin right now, actually. I really like Genshin, and ultimately it's not that big of a deal because a lot of the meta stuff in Genshin Impact isn't even that important because a lot of Genshin Impact is just the exploring and, you know, doing silly combos because it's fun and that kind of thing, and you know, just the story and everything, and fair enough, right? But, you know, I like having the good gameplay and the good boss fights, and all these, like, recent events have just been so gimmicky in a way that they're trying to force you to use Zhongli, and I'm like, that's lame. But yeah, their other alternative is adding more free-to-play options that can really mimic what Zhongli does. Kind of like how, you know, you have strong supports in FGO that are 3 stars and stuff. But I don't want Genshin's meta to be face tanking and being a dumbass and just mashing buttons. That's lame. If there ever was a turn not to use art, it would be now, but I'm gonna still do it because I want to loop, and I probably can because I'm going to have triple art up now. Yeah, basically, I don't mind when art, especially RPG games. Genshin Impact is ultimately an open world RPG game, and a lot of like Tales of are RPG games, and they allow you to maybe level up a bit extra to get stronger gear than maybe you were supposed to have for this boss, and you can pick passives to focus on high defense and face tanking, and you can play like a sloppy dumbass and just bring the elemental count. Wow, this is a lot like Genshin Impact. But like in Tales of, enemies will be weak to a certain element and strong to a certain element. And so if you want to, you can, again, over-level a bit, you know, min-max your defense, pick passes for defense, bring the skills that have the element type that will do the best against the boss, and you can face tank all the bosses in Tales of. You don't have to move around, you don't have to dodge, you don't have to stun lock them well, you don't have to do combos that, like, you know, that make you more safe, that like knock the enemy down so you can move away and things like. You don't have to do that. Right? However, that's generally not as effective. Playing that way in Tales of, where you're just face tanking damage, is not as effective. You do get punished for it, and if you don't level up and you don't kind of overstat the boss, you'll just die. Like, you can't play that way if you kind of, you know, fight it on level and kind of with like whatever gear and stuff. You'll fucking die that way, right? So you are punished for it, but it is possible to win that way if you don't want to get good, if you will, or you just like playing that way and you like maxing out defense and, you know, always elemental countering and stuff. That's fine. You're allowed to play that way. You're just not super rewarded for it, but you're allowed to do it, and that's fine. Same in like Dark Souls. You know, you can get crazy. You can farm a bunch and over level and wear the heaviest armor and face tank a lot, but that's not really something you're gonna be able to do if you're not over farming and that kind of thing. So you're not really rewarded for it, and you have to waste a lot of your souls on leveling up when you could be buying, you know, other things and stuff. So that's how most games are, where Genshin's not doing that. Genshin's doing the opposite. They're rewarding you for playing the sloppy, tanky, beefy boy way. Which, again, by all means, allow people to play that way. Some people enjoy playing that way, and they don't enjoy playing the other way, and that's fine. But the fact that they've made it so rewarding to be like a jackass that face tanks most of the attacks coming their way and only mitigates the damage, doesn't worry about actually trying to avoid as much of it as possible, I don't think that's good. Okay, can we actually survive to the NP? We'll see. How about this music, though? Anyways, Kaya banner win, I agree. I think the whole knee-jerk reaction, though, to Zhongli is because they had so many complaints about him, and half of China, like, lost their minds and were acting like it was racist, that Zhongli wasn't the strongest thing ever. And, like, that was the thing. They were saying that the company was racist because they made Venti, the German god, good, and Zhongli was bad. Which is bullshit. They're just saying that to try to, you know, make a stir and get, you know, the government mad and stuff, because of course the developer isn't being biased to Germany. Why would a Chinese developer be biased to Germany? Like, and even if they were, who cares? Like, if I played a game that was made by an American developer, right? And that American developer just happens to really like Nordic mythology, and they make a game and it's all really Nordic, and there's just a little bit of like American stuff in it, I don't care. Good for them. And if I don't like that kind of game, I just, you know, maybe I won't play it, but I'm like, that's fine, good for them. They like Nordic stuff, they made a lot, they hype Nordic stuff, good, great. Because a game like that, and you might say that's hypocritical to what I've said about FGO, but it's not, because FGO is held to a different standard, because FGO picked a subject matter that's about global history and mythology, and they went out of their way to do that. Nasu went out of his way to make a story that was about global mythology and history, not about Japanese stuff specifically. And the original Fates Stay Night, you could see that because most of the cast wasn't Japanese. You know, the Masters were, but that's because it was set in Japan. but most of the servants weren't Japanese. Only one of them was Japanese, right? You know, but now FGO is really biased and clearly just focuses on Japanese and Chinese stuff for the most part, and then kind of Greek too. But you know, it's ridiculously biased, and I think it's not okay for FGO to be biased because, again, they literally, if you want to be biased and you want to make a game with mostly Japanese stuff, more power to you. Don't pick a setting though that would make you like make stuff from all around the world. Then though, where Genshin Impact again doesn't, you know, they did kind of pick a subject matter though where each zone is so blatantly, you know, inspired by different regions. So they're kind of in a similar camp, but yeah, not quite the same though. But yeah, obviously Genshin Impact is not biased to Germany. They literally made the German zone the smallest zone in the game, and they have like the smallest city, and there's just way less effort put into like their areas and stuff. So it's just a coincidence that Venti's gameplay happens to be good. I mean, for God's sakes, look at the meta in FGO. You know, Castor Artoria is like the meta support, and she's European, right? You know, and then Scatty is Nordic / Irish, which that's silly, but it is what it is. You know, it's just random, and for some reason the FGO community is okay with this, right? Like the FGO community is they literally don't mind. They don't mind when a Japanese servant comes out and they're just kind of eh. They don't lose their shit. They're just like, oh, but they're boobs though, right? They're fine, right? Let's say like they literally don't care. They don't mind if Sherlock is meta. They don't care if the best 2-star is Hans. It never matters, right? They don't give a fuck, right? But for some reason, Genshin, the community loses their fucking mind anytime a Chinese character is not like good, right? And I guess it's just because, well, I don't think it's the majority of people. I think it's a minority of people in China. It's just that minority knows if they're loud enough, they can put pressure on developers in China to have to change things because the CCP is kind of full of shit. So, well, unfortunately, I have to invulnerability here. Unless I like how he has no NP buffs. Or have I been removing them? That might be why. I haven't been paying attention. Doesn't he remove offensive buffs? Yeah, he removes offensive buffs. So I have no idea how much the dragon's been buffing or attacking. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I really wish I could live this turn and vulnerability next turn, because that's the NP turn. I can heal, and there is a chance I would live, but it's a very bad chance. If he attacks once, I will live. If he attacks twice or 3 times, I die, so I think we will invulnerability. I'm gonna be so pissed off if he triple buffs or only attacks once. I think we did better than last time, though. I got crit twice, yeah, it's not great. But yeah, I really dislike that about Genshin though, the Chinese player base being a bunch of whiny bitches that try to act like things are racist that blatantly aren't. Like, for example, let's say, well, here's an example. Billy the Kid, as much as I like him in FGO, he's really not that great of a 3-star. He's not bad, you know, he's better than Phantom and crap like that. But Billy does not compare that favorably to Uriel and Robin Hood, David. You know, they're quite a bit better than Billy is, right? Like it's I put Billy in my videos so often because I like him, not because he's actually that great, right? He's thankfully not garbage. You know, he's a usable 3-star. If you like him, you can make him work, right? But yeah, he's not meta by any stretch of the imagination, right? And I'm not going around saying, oh my god, how dare you put out Billy and have him not be the meta 3-star archer. Like, this is so racist to the United States. Like, I can't believe you're doing this. Now, what I will say is the fact that they keep setting stories in the United States. They've set so many stories in events in the United States, and we have fuck all North American servants in the game. That I think is a bit bullshit, and I'm not super happy about. But you know, I'm not mad about you know, like Billy not being meta or Calamity Jane not being meta. You know, that doesn't matter to me. And like when I make complaints, like subjectively not really liking the fact that Calamity Jane is so flamboyant in terms of her like design, right? Like it's so colorful and ridiculous, right? But that's a subjective criticism. I don't get like objectively mad at the developer. They're allowed to design that, and I would never like try to boycott them or make a shit show on Twitter because of that. You know, it's like it's just a subjective thing that I don't like. that's not a big deal. It's okay. Like I'm not. Again, I'll make a subjective complaint, but I'm not gonna like get mad at the developer or anything. I like how we didn't crit with those art cards there. We didn't do that much better than last time, to be honest. I think we did a little bit better, but that last turn wasn't very good. That's not true. FGO has lots of people that like to use low rarity, and a lot of people are casual, and as such, they're free to play, or they only spend every once in a while. They only spend when they see like that unit they really like, and they had just used their SQ. You know, most people are pretty casual like that for sure, and they do use the random golds that they get. But lots of people have a chunk of low stars that they absolutely like to use. It is not rare to find people that like, yeah, I really like using Serenity. I really like using Ushi. I'm so glad Ushi got an animation update. Oh my god, I've been wanting them to give Mozart an animation update already. Oh wow, they buffed David. You know, that it is so common that people use low stars all the time. That a normal FGO player uses 1 to 5 stars, right? A normal FGO player does not do like 1 to 3 star stuff like I do. That's only like the hardcore people, sure. But the normiest normie that ever normied in FGO uses 1 to 5 stars, right? They're like, oh yeah, I got that. You know, they normally have several 5 stars they like, and they might have that one archer 5 star they really like, and they're fighting a saber boss, so of course they use them. But then a lot of time, and they'll summon their friends, Merlin or Waver or Castori or whatever. So we got some pretty powerful stuff already. But then they normally throw some stuff on the team. Maybe they put an archer in the back row that's like Robin in case they fail. Maybe David's on the team. Right? That's very normal. Like, Jesus Christ, that's very normal. I mean, I didn't even read the whole thing because I don't even care. But I'm using that as... That's the mindset of a lot of people, though. That is the mindset of a lot of people, where people are like, oh yeah, no one cares about the low stars. And in some games, that's actually true, though. In some games, people don't care about the low stars, because in some games, it's like a ladder you're meant to climb. You know, the free lobby, you know, bronze units and stuff suck. And like, they're so not great, and you're supposed to just constantly work towards getting gold units, and there's no friction to that, and your team's gonna be all gold units, and that's that. So a lot of games are like that. I'd say FGO is unique in the fact that it's so good for the low stars. I mean, there's some other games like that too nowadays, like Arc Knights and such, but that's pretty... well, I guess that used to be standard. Like, it's not that standard anymore. I think low stars being good is getting pretty common these days. I've seen that, though. I have seen people that said they started FGO, they thought it was like all those older, you know, mobile games, and they thought the low stars were worth nothing, and they just burned all of them, and then the random golds that they have were very unapplicable. This is what happens, and let me know, chat, the person that just said that, is this the experience of anybody, right? When you were new to FGO, you know, you got into FGO, you don't really know what you're doing, but maybe you played other mobile games and you're used to like the sphere of these free-to-play games where the low stars are shit. So you got into it, you got a few random golds, and because the early game is really easy, and leveling is really easy early on, because the way the game has changed over the years, and you can get to like level, you know, really high level really fast. So you were just using those random gold units you got, whatever they were. Whatever random gold units you got, those were the ones you used. You burned all of the low stars, and you were winning. You know, early on, you were winning. You were a champion. You were like, oh, I'm fighting Vlad. I just BBB dead, right? And you just shredded him, right? And then you get farther in the game, and you get to Gwaine or something, and you don't have those random golds you got. None of them happen to be archers, and yeah, it didn't go so good, right? Or you do a challenge quest in an event, and you needed like a good support and a good lancer, and then maybe a cleanup rider, and your gold units don't really fit into that, and it doesn't work so well. Yeah, that's where you just use Herc all the time. That's your bailout button there. Burned caster coup, that's just nasty. But the thing is, the game, if you don't realize it's going to get harder later, you can get away with burning all your low stars and just leveling whatever random golds you have. And then when you get to the hard part, you're going to have massive holes in your roster. I mean, I've seen this. I've watched streamers that don't really know FGO too well. There's one in particular I remember. He was at Camelot, and you know, he had not played Camelot before. He wasn't looking up guides or anything. And so he got to Camelot, he had not leveled any of his low stars. He didn't burn all of them, but he didn't level any of them. He wasn't whaling either. So he just had really random golds, and most of them just coincidentally were AoE. And he didn't have any single target archers. I think he had like a AoE archer. and he was on Gwaine, and he got absolutely annihilated. And like anything he could bring was just so unapplicable. Was so unapplicable to the fight that he got super wrecked, right? And then like any golds he even had unleveled just weren't applicable to the fight. And I've seen it happen to several people, and some people just coincidentally happen to get a single target archer, and then that's good enough for Gwaine. But then they get to a challenge quest later, or Lancer Artoria, or you know whatever it is, and they just don't have the right stuff. You need to have a good core roster, right? If you don't want to get wrecked and always rely on supports, and sometimes you can't rely on supports. So okay, I am going to take a quick break, and I'm gonna it won't be that long, like literally 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna come back with Darkest Dungeon, because it's about time I play some of that, and we've been going for a while now, and I'm really ready to play that. So, but for those that just want to watch FGO, thank you for hanging out. Tomorrow we'll do the other Grail front, and let's see. I kind of want to. I don't know what we'll do. Maybe we'll play the newbie account and start working on like getting Lantoria up. I really do want to have maximum Lantoria because that account is kind of blessed in that department. So. I thought Herc's Bond CE was shit. Woo. Boy, that's a rough one. That's a rough one. I'm guessing you didn't realize that the Guts could cancel the turn when he was the last unit and stuff. I think a lot of people wouldn't realize that early on. All right, boys, I'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll be playing some Darkest Dungeon. And for everyone else, I will hopefully see you tomorrow. And yeah, peace.